just want to see how behind that is. Okay, it says you're live. Alright, kind of behind. That just saw me rocking my head around. Alright, get that over there. Get you over here. How we doing, everybody? How we feeling? Testing, testing. Can we hear me? Can we see me? My headphones are working again, which is great, but then it also makes me worry that something's going to happen to the audio and you're not going to get it. But my headphones started working. Can you hear the ominous warbling? Good. Welcome back. We are playing more Kentucky Route Zero for the first time. We just finished the interlude to Act 3, which is the play, which was super cool. But oh my god, even like, I was kind of, prepping for the stream, kind of looking back, gathering my thoughts, and I'm just like, I can't believe that that's a thing I did. A thing that's in a game, let alone this game. Hold on, I'm kind of rearranging everything. I want my camera closer. Come closer. It's definitely not just sitting on a bunch of books. It's expertly set up by a team of professionals. Everything's custom made. There we go. No, now it's please, center on me. There we go. Love it. Love this. I hope everyone's doing well. Happy Thursday. This, I don't even know how to describe what's been happening. We've made it to the zero, and we hurt our leg. I couldn't even tell you what this is about. We're delivering antiques to a mysterious location, and we've gotten very lost along the way, but we found some pretty incredible locations and metaphors. I don't know how to describe this story. We've done some stuff. We have a dog with a hat. We have a friend who's a nice lady. We healed our leg. I was in a play. My off-Broadway gameplay. That's what I was gonna call this stream, but then I'm like, we already did the play, so it doesn't make any sense. Hey, Robeson. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Electra. Hope everyone's doing well. Remember to like and subscribe, ring the bell, check the settings, set them to all. Consider donating or becoming a member. There's some new games on the horizon, and we need to cultivate money for that, as well as for Bill to pay for rent and bills and food. So, or pick up some merch at thethirdbill.com. Plug. Your new child buddy and his bird relative. Was that part of this? I remember the bird flying us around. Is that kid part of our group now? I wish I just done this all in one setting. I'm gonna forget so much. It's fine. It's fine. Cause like I feel like the play is what stuck with me the most in the beginning. Cause yeah, we've been driving around trying to deliver these antiques, and we've just been falling through a cacophony of stuff, but it's been super interesting. I've liked the environments we've been in. I like the visual style. The storytelling is just, it's so like indirect, but I kind of like it. It's like we're kind of cruising into other people's lives and stories. You know, we're passing by fellow travelers in the night. But yeah, I'm trying, like, I remember stuff. It's so hard to explain. You should just watch all my stuff all the time. No skips, no tardiness. I think we've stalled long enough for a couple minutes for everyone to get settled. I'm ready to keep going. Alana's modding. Oh. Woohoo, let's go. Oh, and my voice is a little rough already because I just recorded me talking for like 3 hours, and that was a mistake. I'm used to this is so many streams of voice acting. I forgot that I have to provide the voices. So if everyone sounds like they're tired, that's an intentional acting choice because we've been driving all night. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. Oh, it's bright. Hi. Did anyone see my play? $83 and sunny now. Looks like it's got to get up to about... Oh, it's fading. Looks like it's going to get to about 101 by late afternoon in Louisville and 103 in Why is it spelt like that? That's so bizarre. 103 in E-Town. Not a cloud in sight. So get those parasols. Haha. Parasols, not sold separately. Major accident just ahead of the Bardstown exit. So if you're headed to work on 31, you are late, my friend. Haha. Sugar. As it is. That's what Ira used to say. I had a dream about him last night. These old horses of Ira's used to keep me up. Heard you yelling. Bad dreams. Is this... So we're just healing right now? We're doing good? That's us on... We're Conway, but sometimes we play as other people too. Those old horses of Ira's used to keep me up. You thought they were having bad dreams, I remember. Oh, this is the lady who owns the shop. So this is a flashback? Yeah. You thought they were having bad dreams, I remember. Ira wouldn't hear it. They're just horses. But those horses were troubled. Oh, Brownie got sick every morning in the stable. Alethea chewed up the wood in the stalls. Brownie. Brownie got sick every morning in the stable. That's right. Charlie loved those horses. He'd sit on the roof and read his textbooks and watch them. He was so careful here. Or our roof was just in better shape than the one he fell from. I always told him to test I always told him to test each tile with a heel first. We believe in safety. If it's a heel, you can kick it back and still put your toe on something solid when the tile slips. I remember your lessons. He just wanted to study his... What was it called? Astronomy. That's it. How could I forget? It wasn't his fault. It wasn't anyone's fault, Conway. That's what we mean when we say it's a shame. An accident? Sure. Well, we have a mail order delivery today. Might be a long drive. I hope the truck can hold up. Long drive? What makes you think so? They said they couldn't come in person. Maybe just a shut-in? I don't recognize the address. The order is all... I'm sure we can fill it. Not much left back there. That's good. I wouldn't want a disused pile of antiques to be my... what's the word? Legacy? Maybe. No, that's not the word. I just need to think a bit. More coffee or something. Or I've had too much. It's getting harder. Yes, it is. What are those boxes you set in the hallway? Those are Charlie's old books. Oh. I thought you might like to look at them. I'll take them with me, thank you. Cora should be here soon. Will you wait with me? Sure, I'll wait with you. There's your traffic and weather on the fives. That's every 10 minutes. Brought to you by the old Consolidated Power Company. Stick around. Stop fading and hurting my eyes. Ooh, aesthetics, you hurt me. Stick around for Old Kentucky Home with Kate. helping you turn your humble home into a mansion. After this. Stay blanching. Oh, that's cool. Whoa, look at my leg. Is that my prosthetic or is that my bones? Both? Was it so bad I needed a new leg? We limped a lot. That's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. That's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here that they'll want to... Oh, God. That's only if you make a late payment on a follow-up visit. I think everything went well enough here, but they'll only want to bill for... Oh, he's awake. How do you feel, old man? All fixed up? Truman says you might be a bit misty coming out of it, so... I was dreaming. That's unlikely. Neurpanol, TM, is quite powerful. In fact, many patients report a sensation of lost time. Do you feel like you've lost time? I guess so. It's been about 2 hours. What have you been doing? We watched TV for a while. Then Dr. Truman showed me some of the terms of this bill. It's kind of... You'll want to look over it yourself, I think. Now about that leg. How's your leg feeling? Yeah, that's the important part. Conway shifts a bit, his leg a bit in the chair, testing it. Well, this isn't my leg. Wow, it's shining. It seems better, but it wasn't worth it. It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped out under his feet. It was the heat. The shingles were cracked in the sun, and one of them slipped under his feet. Shingles? What are you talking about? Who slipped? Your thoughts and feelings are probably still a little nebulous from the Neurpanol TM. That's totally normal. It'll pass. I wouldn't recommend driving, at least for another hour or two, regardless. Thank you, doctor. Sure, it's... Let's talk about a few things so you should be aware of. Recovery, rehabilitation, and side effects. How long am I going to be recovering? Well, at your age, I want to be clear, you should expect lingering effects of the injury for more or less the rest of your life. Don't immerse it fully in water, avoid extremes of temperature. I'd stay away from dusty roads and mountain lions as much as possible. Dusty roads? Yeah, dust could be pretty dangerous. If too much accumulates, you could expect some severe shocks. Best thing you could do is keep it clean and free of debris. What do I clean it with? Only clean your leg with a soft cloth, moistened with water, or isopropyl booze. You'll definitely want to avoid abrasive agents like detergents or other solvents. So, do you have any questions? Anything about the bill that didn't make sense? I don't mean to rush you, but I have an early fishing trip. Tell him about the payment plan in the bill. Yeah. That's one of the, atypical clauses. I don't really have any control over the bill now that the Consolidated Power Company bought my employer. They handle everything. Wow, they could turn off your lights and your leg, huh? So it all runs through your It all runs through your electricity bill now. You can pay it back in full on your next billing cycle, or you can get on your energy credit payment plan. You have to call Consolidated for more detail about that. I don't really understand how it works. Something about generating electricity to send back into the... Ew. Would I have to run in a hamster wheel for the power company if I can't pay off my leg? Or what was it called? What's the sci-fi movie It's like a VR thing, and everything was like references. It was a movie. It was a book. Ready Player One. That. You get it. I've moved on. Oh, one more thing. Don't be alarmed if you experience any side effects of the Neuropenaltium. Typically, we see daydreaming, deja vu, pensiveness, fugue states, irregular perception of time. About 15% of patients report a generalized sensation of lateness. Nothing to be alarmed about, just keep it in mind. Thanks for your help. Julian's outside. We can head back to your truck. Am I good to... I guess it's my left leg, so I think I'll be okay to drive. It's... That, I think, would be the fastest way to sum this up, is there is a lot of, like, commentary, especially in, like that kind of, super small, middle of nowhere towns and corporations and such. So yeah, the electric company also running the prosthetics and medical stuff is super alarming. You get some rest back there? I don't feel much rested myself. But I'm tired most of the time these days. We'll get a break tomorrow maybe, huh? That's a good boy. What were the other options besides removing my leg? I still wonder if our injury really required a full amputation. How are the drugs treating you? Feel a little distracted. Street lights seem a bit brighter. I don't like to take... Nah, medicine good. Street lights seem a bit brighter. Oh, like trails and tracers? Something like that. My mom used to get that. She had migraines. My folks had a peculiar relationship with medicine. We almost never had a regular doctor or health insurance or anything like that. Our immigration stuff was a mess for most of my childhood, so we only qualified for state programs and small patches before something or other would get contested, and we learned to just pile on dentist appointments and stuff in those short windows. Damn. If a cut got infected or her migraines were too much to handle, Mom would talk to so-and-so who knew so-and-so, usually another minor, and end up with some pills. And instead of medical advice, every pill came with gossipy anecdotal warnings and superstitions. Like all this lore that came with it. Like magic, dangerous, mysterious. Weaver's folks couldn't help? Or run into any problems? Sure, yeah, stuff would be expired or mislabeled. Mom was allergic to penicillin, as it turned out. That was scary. And one time in high school, Weaver got these pills to help her focus. She was so smart, but always going off in different directions, mind racing, like 5 conversations going on in her head at once, and you're lucky if even one of them is with someone in the room, you know? So she had these pills, and they seemed to help. I was struggling in school too, and failing my history class, and she offered to share the pills. That's dangerous. You need a proper diagnosis. What if that's not the right dosage? Yeah, they seemed pretty harmless at first. I guess that's why I kept going with it. One day I was sitting on my bed, my notebook was open next to me on top of a textbook, and I was holding a pen in my hand. I remembered this moment from several years before. It came up so suddenly with such precision, I couldn't put it out of my mind. I felt I had to stay with it until I'd recalled the whole thing perfectly. It was just a tiny nothing moment. My mom patching up the side of a bird cage, winding some spare wire around the frame to reinforce it. I was fixated on that image and that sound. The cage kind of bending and twanging as she worked on it, rapping and nodding, scraping copper against paint like bowing a rubber violin with a railroad tie. My parents came back from a triple shift and found me still sitting there on the edge of the bed, pen in my hand, delirious with thirst, patching that birdcage with a 1,000-yard stare. Shit. What are you up to, Timmy? I don't have much experience with pills. That was a lot. That's why... Gotta be safe. So what's the plan here? Head back to the 0, I guess. Try to get in touch with that clerk. I could use a bite to eat. I guess we should try to find that clerk so she can give us the address, right? Right? I feel like heading back to the 0 is a bad idea if we don't have a clear heading. No. But you're usually so helpful. I feel like if I head back to the 0, I'm going to get lost. I guess eat? Okay, you've been on the road a while. Well, there's an all-night convenience store not too far from here. Is that okay? Let's just head back to the 0. Good? Okay, we could take 31 heading east. It's right before 65. They don't want to stay any longer. Oh, I thought it was they don't want to sit any longer. I was so confused. Truck's engine sputters and dies as Conway guides it carefully off the road next to a fallen tree. Ah, shit. Man. It didn't matter what I picked. My car don't work. The tree. At least it's not the thing that's always on fire. Whoa. Kid, don't play in the fallen tree, huh? Nothing to be done? Can you take a look at it? I guess I could poke around in there, but I don't know a damn thing about engines. Wait, is this why you always leave your truck running? Lizette's is up on a hill, so... I get the picture. Anyway, do you know this area? Anyone around here that could give us a hand? Looks like a road crew's been out here. Hey, we should call someone. Do you know a good towing company? Yep, Lucky Boot Collision and Towing. Here's their card. I found this card for Mercedes Wreck Company. I can't read the name or the number on this flyer, but it looks like a picture of a tow truck. Excuse me. Yeah, Lucky Boot Collision and Towing. Lucky Boot. All right, I'll give them a call. I hope I can get a signal out here. Shannon speaks into the large brick cell phone held up to her ear. Hi, hello? We've got an old, I want to say diesel? Old truck just stalled out. Oh no, don't make me pick the mood of the person. An audible sleepy. Did I wake you? Your card says open 23 hours a day. Inquisitive. Yeah, that's why I'm calling. Exactly. That's all. Apologetic. No, it's okay. We just need to get to an auto shop and get this taken care of. Concerned. Thanks for the offer, but we really need a tow is all. Pragmatic? Right, yeah, thanks. Okay, where are we? We're out off 65, just kind of pulled up by this tree that fell over. Specific. That's actually a pretty accurate description of it, yeah. Hanging over the power lines just like that. Did you see it go down? Dismissive. I guess it doesn't matter. Well, thanks again. We'll see you soon then. How long do you think you'll be? Music. Hello? I think they're on their way. Guess we have some time to kill. We could look over the road map again. I've stared at that thing too long already. Where'd you get that old map anyway? I found it at the shop. Oh, it's an antique or something? Does it even match reality anymore? I bet there's some old roads on there. They're all grown over by now. When my parents bought their first car here, it came with a map. I used to sit in the back and pore over it. Aunt Remedios saw me looking at it, I guess, and a few days later, she gave me a map she'd brought from Colombia. Shout out to my Encanto videos where everyone made fun of me for calling it Colombia, like the Ohio town. My bad. It looked almost hand-painted, deep, vibrant colors and rough border lines like anxious brush strokes. Really pretty. I'd slowly trace the coastline with my finger like I was walking on the beach and say, here we'll swim, here we'll start a fire, here we'll find a cave in the cliff face and go live among the bats for a while. I think I'll take a look at that radio of yours. Maybe I can get it going again. No point just standing around. So, do we just have you with us now, kid? Are you bored? Are you? Yeah, most of the time. Let's play a game. How about 20 questions? Okay. Ezra looks meaningfully at his shoes. Got it. Okay. Guess. Is it alive? No. Can I see it with my eye? Yeah. Would you recognize it if you saw it? It would look like something you'd recognize, yeah. Yes. Is it bigger than a dog? No, a dog is bigger, except for one of those really little dogs, or a puppy, I guess. Does a puppy count as a dog? All right, that's all your questions. What's your guess? I think I get a few more. I wasn't counting, but I'm pretty sure that was 20. Is it a nest? Yeah, a pretty small nest, like made for a small bird. It's empty and it's nighttime, and it just rained. It fell out of the tree, and now we're putting it back together, and we'll take it apart again. I was all ready for those questions. Homer. How long do you think we'll be waiting here? I don't mind. I have a lot to think about. I guess I always do. I'm a thinker, all right. Weird night, huh? How's it looking? The leads are badly corroded, but I'm making progress. That's what I like about working on electronics. It gets easier as you go on. For me, it's just the opposite. Almost there. Oh my god. Trees. Am I the towing people? Is this the right way? I don't recognize these trees. Of course it is. Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Just the trees are so quiet, right? Usually you'd hear birds, wind, a squirrel or something. Doesn't seem so quiet right now. Yeah, you're right. Maybe I'm a little bored. I'll work some chord progressions in my head for a while or something. How far out are we? God, I'm so delirious. I'm trying to keep up with the visuals and the text. I don't know, 20 minutes? Damn. Harry's not gonna be happy. You know he doesn't like me anyway. I'll tell him you had to get that drain pipe on tape. He wouldn't appreciate it, but man, the way those raindrops boomed down that thing, I got at least 30 minutes of it. Yeah, didn't you play on this record? Go-Go was on it. Yeah, Go-Go! Go-Go. That guy's out of control. We should do a set with him. Only Johnny plays the notes I like. What time is it? You've got a timing circuit? Yeah, but yours is more accurate. Harry's gonna flip out. That old man was born flipped. I just hope we could scrape up some tunes. Hard enough when you get there on time. Just play that keyboard, I'll figure out the rest. I'll make sure Harry pays up. I have a wait with you. I know. Oh, here we go. I'm like, so that was fun. Oh, well. Brake disc? They look like they could use some help. You gonna fix it up for them? You gonna fix it up for them, Johnny? Oh, I don't know a wrench from a cattle prod. I thought maybe you. Guess it's up to some good Samaritan. Okay, we'll help them. You're the best, and hey, maybe if they're not busy, they could fill some seats at the gig. You know, if no one's there, Harry will try and bilk us on our fee. Oh, God, we have to sit through their improv set, don't we? Maniacs. You okay? Sure, you? Oh, no, I'm fine. Thanks. They were in a hurry. Where do you think they were headed? What do I think about where they were headed? Sometimes you're pretty abstract. Homer goes with them instead. Stay here. Careful, he's wicked with strangers. You here to clear the tree? Hear that, Cricket? We better get the chainsaw out. Who will pay to gas it up? That's a good question. These folks seem to have a certain handle on the situation. So, maybe they're contractors? Sure, something like that. Listen, we've got 2 questions for you folks. What kind of people do you take us for? I mean, how do we strike you? You seem nice enough. What do you think, Cricket? Our generosity is unmistakable, ma'am. It radiates. It does radiate. Now, here's another question for you. You like music? Uh-oh. No, I don't want your mix. Lizette used to sing in taverns on the weekend. Beautiful stuff. Sometimes I like to leave the radio dialed between stations. I don't like music, but I do like sounds. Then we just listen to 30 minutes of recorded rain. Lizette used to sing in taverns on the weekend. Beautiful stuff. Liz, of course you do. Say, they should come to our gig. What an idea. Well, we're waiting for a tow. A tow? I won't hear about it. This time of night, you'll be kicking your heels till dawn. We'll fix your truck up, me and Johnny, a couple of regular gearheads. Why, I just put a new cylinder block in this baby over here. The vicious cycle. That's what we call a bike. We call it the vicious cycle. Pretty tough, huh? We'll get you fixed up quick so you can come to the gig. See, we have a regular booking tonight, and well, we're running late. Very late. That's what I told him. Now the old man who runs this venue, Harry Esperanza, is a notorious withholder, I hardly. And if we don't get a few bodies in the crowd, well, he'll go all penny pinching on us. Gotta let the bodies hit the floor. Just a short set. We have one song prepared. You'll come to the gig, won't you? Of course we will. Of course they will. Can you believe we almost didn't stop? Hungry, old man? I think I got a crust in the old sidecar here. But Johnny here saw you folks were in trouble. Well, it's all said and done. We stopped. That's all that matters. Our gig's at an old tavern called the Lower Depths. It's over there by Old Charlie Morgan Highway, just east off 65. We usually take a right off the interstate around the arcade. Johnny likes the arcade. That place. I just put fresh batteries in my field recorder. Now let's see about that truck of yours. I feel certain we can get it running. Oh my god. Oh. Hooray. Oh, are they just behind us now? Okay, so where am I going? Just east off 65. Take a right off 65 around the arcade. Oh, do I need to go to the gas station? Should I do that now? Who wants a soft drink? Wait, does this count as a scene? I read that as Ekins Oils for a second. Ekins. Okay. Oh, hey, join our little party. Truck sounds like it's running kind of rough there. Better keep an eye on it. We're all running a little rough these days. Well, that's you and me anyway. Closer to the finish than the start. Seems it gets a little bumpy as you go. We met a friend of yours named... Do you have any games on your phone? We met a friend of yours named Lula. Oh, yeah. I should have guessed you would. Did she say anything about me? She said you used to be lovers. Ah, well, I guess that was a long time ago. Do you have any games on your... Do you have any games on your computer? Hey, you know what? I might. My niece works nights at the hospital, and she swung by for a lunch break an hour or two ago. She's kind of a... She don't talk a lot, but I like her company. I heard her type it away in there. You might take a look. Better get going. Is taking a look part of what I need to do to make everyone happy? Maybe I shouldn't have come back here for free. Like, subscribe, donate, become a member. Computer, please. Conway taps a key, waking the computer from its reverie. Games. Directory list of games. Psychotherapist. Sports medicine professional 1973. Is this part of it? None of these sound very fun. Loading sports medicine professional 1973. Run. February 1973 status senior GPA 3.8 affect board. A study, B hit bar, C explore forest. Forest. It's raining. Mud is everywhere on the wings of owls and the jowls of stray dogs. Borrowing shelter with other mammals and then waking up late, damp and cold. Waiting for the bus with other mammals. March 1973, status hiker, GPA 3.8, affect board. Study, hit bar, explore forest. Study. Sudden or repeated hyperextension of the big toe can cause a sprain in the ligaments around the joint, a painful injury known as turf toe. April 1973, status hiker, GPA 3.85, affect board. bar. Some students are fighting over a pinball game called The History of Aviation. All well drinks half price. Striking 3 bumpers decorated with jet engine icons initiates mid-air collision multi-ball. One student unlocks both Daedalus and Icarus, then spills a cocktail into the coin slot. 1973, hiker 3.85, pensive. It's time to make a decision. Graduate, hitchhike, live in tree. Hitchhike. The road is dry. Road dirt encrusts the nostrils. Settle inland. Eventually frustrated. Pensive. Directory list for games. Psychotherapist. And sport. Oh. Okay. Well, I just ruined that guy's virtual life. Messages? Message 1 is from helpdesk@rustarchives.mail. Message 2 is from accounts@consolidated.mail. Message 1. From helpdesk@rustarchives.mail. Requested articles. Message. Dear Mr. Whittree, the articles you've requested have been retrieved from storage and are ready for examination. They will be held at your convenience in our primary branch until the end of the month. You may visit us between sundown and sunrise at our night facility. We are at easy 3 gestures from the bureau, clockwise to the anchor, counterclockwise to the whirlpool, then briefly clockwise. Regards. Okay. Was there something I was supposed to do, or can I go? That game really bummed me out. We're just gonna skedaddle. They are ready to leave. Was there something else I was supposed to do? I'm waiting for the arcade. There it is. Take a right off around the arcade. Okay. Wait, was this it? No. Wee-oo. Wee-oo. Tavern. I guess this makes sense. We should just follow where the motorbike was. Did I screw up going back to the gas station? Hello? Homer. Feels a little like home, huh? It's not all bad memories. Gentler times in a twisted kind of way. Kind of late. You sure they're are you sure they're open? Sure they're open. This is one of those places. Let's head on in. We are not saints, but we've kept our appointment. How many people can boast as much? That's lovely, ma'am. Who said it? A poet. You mutter. Oh, wow. I've got like a skeleton leg. That's so cool. Okay. Hello. Ooh, we can go bowling? Or are those just tables? Ma'am, I hate to say it, but the cupboard is bare. Have some vision, Cricket. We've got 1, 2, 4 patrons. Harry doesn't count. Thank you, Robeson, for the 10. Thank you. Thank you for what? For going to the gas station? For being the greatest gamer? For sharing my gaming talents with the world? You okay? Thank you, Robeson, for the 10. I appreciate that. All that money goes back into paying for games and paying bills and rent and food. So consider donating or becoming a member. Also, next Tuesday, we're doing a members-only stream for Gamescom and hanging out for a bit. So you don't want to miss that. We have a lot of fun, you know? Everyone got to see me be told I get to be Miles Edgeworth in September. So hit that join button. What kind of music do you play? Polka. It's like Sarah Cole meets Ike Towner, but with a woman lead, and the keyboards are kind of ambient whisper wave. A little bit more reverb. There's some Dolly Crown in there too, like the early stuff before she joined the Sheet Swingers. Better drum programming though. Whisperware, got it. I think he gets it, man. Oh, he gets it. I miss my puppy. Oh, the leg looks super trippy. Should we have a kid in the bar? I'm sure it's fine. All I'm pouring tonight is Hard Times whiskey. Got any coffee? No coffee. Hard Time whiskey. Say, shut the GD door, would you? I can't afford to run the AC all night. Sorry, Harry. Oh, it's you two. Where have you been? Never mind. Listen, I can't keep this place open. Never mind. Listen, I can't keep this place open through the small hours of the night just waiting for musicians. It gets lonely, doesn't it? Yeah, kinda. How about some music? There's nobody here to listen to it. I can't pay for. We brought some people, Harry. A crowd is forming. Yeah, but also couldn't you use a break? Do you want to hear some music? Don't you trust me? Couldn't you use a break, Harry? Been on my feet all day. But Ezra flips eagerly through the jukebox's catalog of songs. What do you think? I don't know how to play this game. Should the kid be here? How's it looking out there? How y'all feeling tonight? Can we get a bit more reverb in the monitors? Adjust the soundboard behind the bar. How's that? Test, 1, 1, tree, fitty. Lamentation. Sounds good. How's everybody doing? Anybody had a real bad night? How about you, old man? Not too bad. Well, we'll take care of that right now. This is a song I heard in a tavern many years ago at an open mic night. Me and Johnny were out just riding around, you know, at the speed of sound. You like to drive around, old man? That's my job. Of course you do. So we're out riding around and we passed this gaudy old tavern. I mean, it was a real dive. Busted up facade, weeds in the parking lot, taps all dry, bats in the bar room, and I run by this creaky bag of bones. Looked like the only thing keeping him awake was the fear of death. Ugh. So glad to be back here at the lower depths. Hey now. So we stopped for an early drink and there was a lady singing right here on stage, and the song she sang, well, it stuck with us. And now it's a regular part of our repertoire. Never got that lady's name, but she seemed like a sweet gal, and she had a voice like Scotch whiskey, and we just hope we do her song justice. So here it is. Too Late to Love Ya. Whoa. Are we getting an actual song, or am I about to have to, like, DDR this shit? Oh, that's sick. Free mind on pop. Reminder to donate to become a member in case I get copywritten. Whoa. Oh, do I hit it? Oh, I get to make it? That's wild. I never should have met you. Right? That's dope. I thought I was going to sing it. I like the break on mine. I never thought I'd miss you. This is a real person? After years, I know that I'm bound to my fate. English. Forgot it was the roof for a second. I'm like, and then they were abducted by aliens? That was wild. I loved how like different that was. Well, hope you liked it. I've heard it before. I don't doubt that. You look like you spent an evening or two in a grimy old tavern. Listen, I was hoping to unearth like that was the song that my boss sang or something. Because he had mentioned like Lizette used to sing from time to time. So instead I just feel like it was just condescending. Listen, we appreciate you folks sticking around for the show. There's nothing more wretched than playing sad songs to an empty room. Excuse me again. We just gotta get our fee from Harry, and then we'll get you headed to Zero. Well, Harry, I think that went pretty well. I'd say the crowd was into it. Reverential. Wrapped. I guess the usual fee's about right, and we'll let you get back to your, business. Well, that's just the... Damn it. I was trying to tell you two. I can't pay. They cleaned me out. I've got nothing left but a GD IOU from the distillery. An IOU? Yeah, I traded them for some whiskey. And I guess I had some surplus credit. So I got this note to get more from them later on. Must have had a hell of a trade. Was it people? Oh yeah, I also think the whiskey's made out of people. I had to. Gotta keep the place open somehow, god damn it. Watch your language, Harry. Could you pay them with your IOU? Right? Well, very contemporary, very astute. How about it, Harry? Let's push some paper around. Well, it's just... I can collect it on here when they bring more whiskey up. But for you to cash in, you'd have to go to... You know... down to the distillery, down to Hard Times. And, you know, it's... You've got to take the Zero. So that's what we'll do. How do we get there? You folks sure you want to head down there? I've never been myself, but I hear people hear things. Rumors. Do you know another way to Dogwood Drive? Dogwood? Got a letter, did you? Got a stack of them. Okay. Sounds like the Zero's your only course now. Harry, you're all right. Harry, you're all right. If only. You got a radio in your car? Yep. Well, here's what you got to do. Take a left out of the parking lot, then just fiddle around on your dial until you hear something familiar, but strange. You know the feeling? Like I used to go hunt with my uncle out in the mountains, and now I watch these nature programs. Filmed in the mountains. There's the deer. I know all the plants and every kind of tree, but something just doesn't look right. And it's even stranger for being so close to familiar. Ugh, something like that. You'll know it when you hear it. Fix that strange but familiar sensation on your dial, drive for a bit, and then turn around when the station cuts out. I mean, right then. Hope you folks find what you're looking for. Eventually. Always a pleasure, Harry. Is it? I'm perplexed and confused. So we have to... Oh, there we go. Radio. What am I looking for exactly? This station doesn't quite match the bartender's description. Definitely weird, though. Let's keep scanning. He said we'd know it when we heard it. So, I'm open for a hint. Is it AM or FM? Oh. Have I passed it? I'm on 1200. Oh, well, it just took me right to it. What's this station? I've never heard this before. It sounds like horses. Horses running? A race? Lizette and Ira had some horses years back. Yeah? I've always been a little afraid of them. They're so big, and I don't know, you look in their eyes and they're almost human. Like they're human and animal at the same time since they've been domesticated so long, I guess. Well, that fits familiar but strange for me. Harry said we just drive until it cuts out. What'd I do? Oh, I thought it was going to be like statues for a minute until the tails moved. I was like, that would terrify me. That's still eerie. Anyway, goodbye, horses. Am I still doing the radio thing? I'm confused. Hall of the Mountain King. Like, from Hilda? I'm very confused. Okay, so just, I guess this then. Just going around in a circle. There we go. Okay. I guess I'm confused because like I didn't stop and turn around when it cut out. It just like 2 seconds and then the horses were there. But okay, I guess it's better than like missing it and floundering around a lot. They don't keep the roads up too well, do they? Not down here. Who do you think is responsible? The bridge ends abruptly, crumbling in disrepair. Time to cut them loose, ma'am? Well, now I'm having fun. Ah, okay. Slow night anyway. Guess we're going under the boardwalk down by the sea. Rope. A loop of decayed rope is coiled on the banisters. Some rotted sections have been smoothed over with a fine dust. Broken computer monitors are heaped precariously among the rocks. Sorry, I got one of those social media notifications where it sounds like a celebrity is your friend, and they drive me nuts. I got Lady Gaga shared a photo, and I'm like, with me? Of me? My best friend Gaga? Is this when she finally notices me 5 years after I started listening to her music? What's on fire? Pet carrier for a cat or small dog has been left on the path. A calcified rag wadded in the corner may once have been a blanket. It almost sounds like the PlayStation startup screen at times. A hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's empty except for a dusty bag of cat food and a few punch cards. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of the chamber. Do I see gamey? Oh, it's triangles within triangles down here. Shifting, intersecting, overlaying. Isn't it romantic? Let's see. You're here to steal back the love of a boy you once knew when you were too young to recognize the movements of the heart. And you're escorting her, pretending to have her interest at heart while really you're in love with the young woman as well. And so you've agreed to help him conspire to win her affections. But it's just a ploy to set him up for embarrassment and diminish him out of the picture. What are you talking about? I'm into it. Well, maybe I still have the knack. I used to be really good at this. I had 11 novels published, from The Billionaire's Bidding to Fields of Longing. Real hot, bodice-ripping stuff, you know? I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Just me and my thesaurus, steaming up the windows. I'm not sure you should be listening to this, kid. I'm not listening. But of course, it couldn't last. You know, suddenly it was all computers everywhere you went. I thought I might be able to do something about that. Inject a little libido into those ugly beige machine boxes. Ha! So I went back to the university and I studied human-computer interaction. And then I picked up Donald's research assistantship here as a tester, debugging. In my off hours, I played around with the doomed love story at the core of our little simulation. That seemed to amuse Donald, so I kept at it. I'm afraid I tinkered too much, made it too complex. Now our work is never done. We don't even have to add any new functionality. The bugs just grow on their own. Too complex. I miss those days in my Lexington studio apartment. Cool. You know, I'm pretty sure the computers just help you publish your smut now. Old man. Oh, little brother. Donald puffs on a smoldering pipe while half mumbling, half singing an old country tune. Where the old green river runs through the hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. Oh, who are you? Sorry, did we startle you? I might say you did. I thought you might be one of them. Oh no, you can't be. We've been patching all their spy holes. We keep the lights dim and the motors running softly, and we route the smoke out through, out through, what were we talking about? You were singing? Oh, you caught a verse of my absent-minded warbling. It's just a song from my, youth. Sometimes a dear friend used to sing to herself as we hacked on crystal radios in the boiler room. In old Kentucky, where my love, a love home did build for me, and where the old green river runs through hills and caves not known to us, down to the sunless sea. From there on, it's all meandering rivers and romantic greenery, and what were we talking about? What's that computer over there? It looks pretty vintage. It looks like a harmless old computer, doesn't it? Like some beat-up mainframe exhumed from a university basement and left in this cave to rot or to flower. No, it's no ordinary computer. I modified it extensively and in some pretty experimental ways, believe you me. And that's to say nothing of the software, but you look like a technically minded sort of person. Tell me, do you know the effects of mold growth on diffused base transistor circuitry? Sounds like it would short circuit. Certainly, but not all of it. Some moldy filaments are more or less conductive than others, and it grows in non-linear chaotic patterns. We can guide it a bit through a simple application of classical horticulture, but we can't produce specific results, only tendencies. Thwarted and feeble, we hammer on this derelict keyboard. My name is Reason, King of Kings. But we were mere gardeners in the room. Excuse me. We were mere gardeners in the ruins. Our keystrokes echo off into the tunnels, boundless and bare. The caves stretch far away. We're too late. Always too late. What, you say something? You were about to tell us about the software? Oh, the software, my life's work. Xanadu. You like prog rock? Xanadu. You heard it? Perhaps you read about it in a journal. It's been years since I published anything. Xanadu has evolved significantly since I explained its data structures in my article, Literary Multitudes, Hypertextual Narrative as Post-Structural Witness. Huh. Evolved and then deteriorated. Donald sighs dramatically and takes a puff from his pipe. Don't smoke. I'm afraid you are too late, fellow hypertext enthusiast. As the mold accumulated on the circuitry, Xanadu blossomed for a moment into something holy and enchanted. Then all the charm was broken. Do you have any idea what it's like to spend your life building something and then sit powerlessly as your work declines into ruin? I drive deliveries for a small antique shop and we're closing down. Shuffling around the dusty ghosts of antiquity. Well, I have my own ghosts, and I kept them in there, in Xanadu. It's running on that glorious dusty machine. Take a look if you'd like. Too late to do anything but smoke and reminisce anyway. Far too late to do anything. Xanadu? What the hell? Is this someone's, like, dead project or dead dream? Or obsolete dream? Oh, I'm passing everything to get to Xanadu. What is happening? All I wanted was to get to Xanadu, and now I'm passing everything. What? Stop. I clicked Xanadu and skipped like 3 things. The kingdom is in peril. Well, what else is new? Do you work here? Work? You could call it that. I gather old circuit boards and throw them in the fire. Sometimes I fish out precious metals and let them cool into toxic gems. Put them in my hair. Enchanted jewelry, talismans, magic mirror that prevents the future. Magic shield that protects the bearer from age. Magic chest that's always filled with... I never went to the university. I was an independent scholar. It means I took to the public libraries like a beachcomber. I studied fairy tales. Then I came to work for Donald. Paid the bills. Rubbed leathering elbows with academics. Scraped black mold from cave walls. Finally, now I carry the firewood into senescence? Senescence? The kingdom is in peril. Yeah, it took me all the way over here to good old Xanadu. How do you think we get it started? This old thing. Maybe there's a handcrake around, or it runs it has a run key. God, why are some of these sentences so hard for me today? Remember run keys? I don't. I was too little. Xanadu. What? And then the sequel, Xanadu. At Den of what? Ardo. At Den of Ardo. Oh my god. Did I do something bad? Try blowing on it. Conway blows some dust off the keyboard and presses the return key. Okay, that's worse. Try typing help. Help. Girl. I hate this. Did that say Lula? I want to go home. Reader. I can't tell what she's saying. Oh, I have my portable degausser with me. Old systems like this one can build up a remnant magnetic field that sort of warps everything along. Whatever. Okay, just make it stop. Just make it stop. It clears up, suddenly shaking the magnetic field until it's uniform again. That's how I like to think of it. Okay. Just make it happen. Oh, thank God. God, I couldn't read with all that. We get it. They had a thing that helped. Or not. Okay. This is a lost cause. What a piece of junk. Did I fuck up? What the fuck? Did I do bad? What the fuck just happened? What happened? Bizarre. And what was that about Lula? Maybe Donald knows how to clear it up a bit. Oh, man. I am so confused. Was it because I didn't talk to literally everybody? It skipped everyone to get to Xanadu. That's not my fault. Do I talk to Amy? A woman in a tattered cardigan looks furtively at the other people around the fire. A pile of discarded electronics burns steadily in the center of a chamber. So you've seen it for yourself. What's left of it? It's pretty busted. The chalky bones of a beautiful dream. But you can see what it once was, can't you? Can't you? There was so much more to it. Ornate labyrinths of memory, exhaustively simulated parallel cave ecosystems, real artificial intelligence built on sophisticated neural network algorithms. The birds in the forest could flock in 3 dimensions. The bats could learn to sing. And then it began to crumble when the strangers came. At first we only heard them, walking heavily through the caves, dragging things around, hammering and clattering their tools. Sometimes we heard working songs, never close enough to make out real voices, just their echoes cascading wordlessly in the tunnels. Then we caught a glimpse of one. What did they look like? They looked like... No, it's too horrible. I shouldn't be telling you about this. They're dangerous. They're strange. I should never have tried to outwit them. They were always too much for me. But it's too late now. If I'd listened to Lula, Lula Chamberlain? Yes, of course. Oh, do you know her? We're looking for her now. No, she's gone now. She left. We built this together. Did you know? Lula, Joseph, and I. Ooh, Bubba. Lula's gone from here. But, Donald points across the cave with his pipe, still in there, in Xanadu. I don't know where Lula is now, or how to get there from here, how to unwind that damn tangled highway, but Xanadu, for its ruin, was faultless as an oracle, a shrine to perfect simulation. But maybe those weird interlopers destroyed my Xanadu. Perhaps they know how to fix it. It may be dangerous. I've sent many eager seconds to negotiate with them, to repair my masterpiece. Back there, that tunnel. Push back the vines, crawl out into the darkness, watch your step. After a while, you'll feel the terrain change beneath your hands and feet, from rock to crystal, then to mud. Then you'll be out. That's where the strangers come from. Now leave me alone. I still have a bit of mold in my pipe and a few dreams left. Will they know if I don't actually deliver the package?
It's like in old school Animal Crossing when you keep the errand package.
Just bury the package. Where the strangers come from. Oh, that looks really cool. Oh, there I am. Jesus. I was still waiting. Well, this can't be right. It looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Why? I think I saw a lizard. I'll stay with him. Okay, we'll make it quick. Wow, I hate this. Oh, now I'm Ezra. Find any lizards? One, but it was under a rock. That's a lizard for you. Why do you dress like a punk? A punk? Nah. What? Now, what's a punk dress like, kid? Can you tell me? I dress like Junebug, specifically. I want to be specific. I think you are. It's the middle of the night. Here you are in a graveyard. Any of the kids your age would be in bed. You just gotta make choices and own them. You think I was born this foxy? I came off the assembly line about a half foot shorter and all gray, no eyes. They were going to have us clearing out the old mine. Doesn't matter what you look like under all that rock and water. Bunch of gray shadows shuffling and hammering invisibly at the walls, draining the tunnels. Johnny found some gear, an old tape player. We hid away in an underwater cave and listened to it over and over. We knew we weren't miners. We slipped out into the road, just these two featureless shadows. And ever since that night, we've been detailing, coloring in, specifying. Feel more like myself every day. I feel less like myself without my folks. I feel more like myself when it's just me and Julian. I think I should be a musician too. I feel more like myself when it's just me and Julian. Well there, now you're getting specific. There you are. What'd you find in there? It wasn't... Hey, what's going on? You look flushed, old man. It doesn't matter. Right. Okay. We got what we need. Right. Okay. We got what we need. Let's go. What happened in there? Scene 9. Popcorn meeting. Who wants to take this scene? So we gonna fix the thing or what? Trace an orbit round the road and close your eyes with holy dread. For we are mold and whiskey fed and drank them rivers down below. We found your strangers. We know how to fix your damn machine, but I'm not sure it was worth it. Ah, so soon. The visions will return. What have you found? They say you need to type in a specific phrase to restore it. They say you need to unplug it for a while. Say you need to scrape the mold off the typing crystal. I don't know. I wasn't there. Unplug it. Unplug it, of course. Restore the software to its initial state. Let it course again through the molded circuits, fresh and rejuvenated. Ready to thrive. Well then, unplug it, by all means. Do not hesitate. Unplug the machine. Fuck off, Andrew. I'm not going to your stupid kid's birthday. I feel like I shouldn't, but I love the idea of just skipping one random character. I'm the puppy minigame. Get the fuck out of my way. Okay, so I'll just unplug it and wait a minute, I guess. Weird. Just following instructions. Here we go. Andrew stabs everybody in the party. How dare you neglect me? Fuck Andrew. All my homies hate Andrew. I give Kentucky Route 0 a 9.9. Why not a perfect 10, Andrew? At end of road. Do I keep pressing the button or no? You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. Check out the building. Enter building.
Hello, I'm Lantern. Lantern the Lantern. Catch my friendliness pellets. You are inside a building, a storage shed for the National Park Service. There is a sensible modern electric lantern nearby.
Oh, that sound. Get the lantern. Get lantern.
Taken.
Exit building. Enter forest.
That's not something you can enter.
Just type a direction. North.
I can't let you do that.
Do you want me to turn it down? Is it not going well for the over the stream? Alright. Oh, that feedback. Yeah, I'll put it down to like there. Better.
You are in an open forest with a deep valley to one side.
Can we climb a tree? Climb tree.
I don't think much is to be achieved by that.
Sorry. Can we dig a hole? Dig a hole. You can't see any such thing. Pretty limited vocabulary. South.
You're in forest.
Hey, it's a maze. Oh, fuck. Is there a actual path I have to find? South.
You're in forest. Lula is here,
Soldering replacement components in a small handmade radio. Oh, we should talk to her. Ask Lula how she is doing.
Hi, Donald. I'm getting the strangest interference out here. I've been tuning the radio's circuits gradually as we go, swapping capacitor values and tweaking resistor networks. It was working for a while, but everything I can pick up sounds so distant and muffled.
Lula hands you the radio.
Well, maybe you'll get better luck. You're good at this stuff. Just don't forget to give it back.
Does it matter which way I go? I'm not so certain either. I know I'm gonna get lost if there's an actual path I have to find. West.
You're in forest.
Joseph is here, tapping with a small stylus on a modified pocket braille slate. A small gray kitten, no more than a few weeks old, dozes comfortably on top of his backpack. Maybe he has something to say. My eyes. Just give me a second.
Listen! Donald, I was just transcribing your footsteps. Sounded like... Joseph runs his finger along the index card he's been tapping on from right to left. Long, weary song, drearily gone, drearily gone. You beat a melancholy shuffle through these woods, Donald. Ha! I've been noting the sounds of the forest, with an ear for speech and an inborn filter for poetry, I suppose. So maybe it's me being melancholy after all. I'm eager to see what the poetic subsystem makes of these punched cards. Least. At edge of hole. Trace the rim, daddy. Chat, where's the prostate / clitoris? You are at the edge of a massive hole. The dirt gives way to rock as the ground sinks into darkness. The computer tied to your upper back slickens with sweat in the afternoon sun. The rope slung around your shoulder has slipped under the strap of your backpack, digging uncomfortably against your collarbone. Get into that hole. Lean in a bit and check it out. Shine the lamp onto the hole. Yell into the hole. See if there are pirates. Go down the hole. Down. The cave walls are too slick to climb safely without assistance. You lose your footing and fall to your death. F in the chat. Your score was 0 out of a possible 8,192. I got a trophy. I died. What? You may continue or quit. Continue. Try using the rope to climb down safely. Tie rope to tree. The rope is tied snugly to a tree trunk. Down. Your feet slip a few times on the slimy rock, but you remain stable. Lula and Joseph descend carefully after you. In bed quilt? That's trippy. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Joseph and Lula remove the computer equipment they are carrying on their backs. You begin standing up. Whew. That's the last trip, so everything's down here now. Say something back to her. Say something back. You make an awkward joke. Something back. Ha, ha. Don't be so morbid. Lula looks pensive. What's the gear they're carrying? Ask Lula about gear. Sure, Donald. We may as well take inventory. I've got the tape machine, the synthesizer parts we borrowed from the School of Music. It's all tuned up to my voice, so we won't have to type so much. Joseph has his slate and the punched cards he's transcribed from the poems we read him. He's got the typewriter and the paper tape reader. And you've got the CRT display. How's your back holding up? Ask her where the treasure is. Ask Lula where the treasure is. Huh, if we knew that, we wouldn't have had to set up down here. I know you think this environment will help our project get us in touch with a deep romantic reverence for some kind of profound natural spookiness. But I was more comfortable in our lab. The university picked the worst time to cut our funding. Typical institutional stinginess and academic politics, felt like we were getting really close to something. Something. Anyway, I don't know if it's suitable down here. You know, to live and work here. Together? Joseph looks uncomfortable. Jealous. Hey, Donald, can you help me, wire up these generators? I'll assemble the synthesizer, but I could use some help with the serial interface if you have time. You hear an unfamiliar echo from a tunnel to the east. Maybe if we help Lula, she'll have some more to tell us. Help Lula. Thanks, Donald. I can never remember which color lead goes to which pin. Lula begins unpacking a box of wires and terminals. Do you think there are paintings down here? Cave paintings, I mean? Maybe some old pottery shards from when the world was young and early men and women and theys huddled in these caves to... Do you know? I think cultural fossils are the saddest fossils. Sadder than animal remains, I mean. We might We might have come across a petrified mollusk or a partial dinosaur footprint, and we say, there was a point of contact here where a body touched the earth, and maybe there's a little bit of evidential garbage, but the life who owned that body never cared and has moved on anyway. That's the end of it. But suppose I shine my lantern on one of these walls, and I see a crude painting thousands of years old. Two men and a woman. Shush. Charcoal and blood on rock. Someone put that there to keep something on the rock after she passed. A hope, a relationship, or a moment, a worry maybe a regret. She made a painting to keep something alive for her, but like that dead mollusk and that itinerant dinosaur, she had to move on. Whatever it was is gone, and now we're looking at this painting, this dangling copy, with no original. You are interrupted by the ominous echo of a grating, scraping sound from the east, louder than before. What the hell was that? Let's check it out. Oh, it's a colonoscopy. You rush down the tunnel with Joseph and Lula close behind. They got kind of intense back there. No wonder they're still thinking about it. The tunnel narrows, and soon you find yourself crawling on your hands and knees. Navigating the tunnel gradually becomes more awkward, as smooth rock gives way to jagged, crystalline surfaces. Scratches and taps echo from the end of the tunnel, some short and piercing, some slower and groaning as if dampened by water. The tunnel opens into a large room. It is a studio apartment in Burbank, California. Oh, that's cool. It looks like that stupid ghost hunting equipment where, like, the outline of people. I don't know if that shit. I don't know if any of it's real, but that's the stuff I question the most. Hello. You are in a large, irregular chamber. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with crystalline projections. Strangers are here, scraping black mold from the crystals. They look up when you enter. One of them seems about to speak. Finally! Better run. Let's listen to what he says. The stranger reaches for a box he's carrying and presses a plastic button. The box whirs to life, and a crackly voice blurts something unintelligible, then slows to a deep gurgle. He looks at his companions momentarily in confused disappointment. Then he returns his awful gaze to you. Joseph flees through the tunnel to the north. Lula flees through a tunnel to the northeast. Lula for life. Run northeast. Lula's headlamp scans across the northern passage as you run. Soft shadows loom perplexingly from floor to ceiling. You feel around to distinguish shadows from crystals, but eventually find yourself cornered. You've hit a dead end. Who are they? Comfort her. Comfort Lula. You reassure Lula that the strangers are harmless. Are you sure? Maybe you're right. It sounds like they've gone back to work. All right. Let's try to pass them quickly now. Don't make eye contact. Then we'll find our way back to the equipment. You are in bed quilt, a long east-west passage with holes everywhere. Lula's here, panting for breath. Did they follow us? Where's Joseph? She seems pretty scared. Reassure Lula. I know, but never mind. I don't want to think about it. I guess we should wait for Joseph here. This is where he'll go, right? May as well wait. Wait. Time passes. Lula nervously runs her hand along a vein in the cave wall. I guess we could wait for an hour or so. All right, search for him. Search. I only understood you as far as wanting to search. We have to be more specific. With the equipment? Search equipment. The various computer and audio equipment casts angular shadows into the tunnels. As you scan slowly across the pile, nothing. Down one of the tunnels. Search tunnel. You select a tunnel at random. Your lantern illuminates several sets of footprints on the moldy cave floor, but they are impossible to identify. Joseph climbs down from the rope still tied above. That damn sound. Those damn voices. I don't even know what direction I was running. I wove through that network of tunnels. I ran my hand along the wall, always turning left, but every turn and every rock felt the same. For all I knew, I was running in circles. Finally, I ended up here. And I hid. I panicked. I heard you talking, but I didn't think I could trust my senses. But listen, there's one thing I have to tell you. I was out there lost in the tunnel caves. I came across the Zero, and I had no idea. It's like a real place. They pick up garbage, they deliver mail, they go to work and to church, but it has an awful kind of emptiness. Wandering through, I heard horrible echoes. Weird images got burned in my mind's eye. A television, a scarecrow, a crystal, a feather, a sandwich, a CRT monitor, a bottle, an anchor. Lulu looks down at her feet. What's up with Lula? Ask Lula what is up. Nothing. Just, Joseph, you sound disturbed. Ooh, wah, get down with the... No one gets me. Lula, you've heard the same damn stories I have. It doesn't matter now, damn it. I'm leaving. To hell with all of it. Get him back on track. We're so close. Divert Joseph's attention. You shout something at Joseph about the project you were working on together. You'll die in these damn cold caves. And what about those men? You know they'll come back. We can find somewhere to start a fire. Suggest finding somewhere to start fire. You shout something at Joseph about going deeper into the caves. Did you hear their voices? They'll find you, but not me. I'm going back to the surface. Stop. Your stupid fight is ringing through the whole damned cave. Joseph is right. We can't stay here. I'm leaving too. But I'm not going back to the surface. I'm taking my station wagon and I'm heading down the Zero. I think we need her to stay. Ask Lula to stay. You plead with Lula about your continued collaboration. I'll send you this tape when I'm done recording. I'll put it in the mail, and then you can see what your damn machine does with it. Lula and Joseph have left. Damn it, now I'm all alone. It's the one thing I didn't want. Abandoned by your collaborators, your confidants, your companions, the only two among your colleagues with whom you've ever trusted the gift of your friendship. Pretty thick. Sounds like Beardo had his heart broken. You wander the tunnels alone, dragging along the components of your unrealized masterpiece, combing the underground passages for a new site in which to realize your vision. Sounds like a genius. How do you mean? Vain. Vanity. Or vanity. Ain't that the truth? Oh, my butt. My aunt Remedios, before she got into the whole entomusicography thing, she was a painter. Mostly nudes in oil. She had this model, I'll never forget him, big, classically physical guy. Looked like he was about to storm Troy. He had everyone calling him the Colonel. Weaver and I saw this guy naked a lot. You couldn't help it. He was always posing somewhere in the house, chasing the light from room to room while my aunt made a sketch of his profile or worked on the right mix of pigments for his abdomen. The Colonel had this magnificent hair, long black hair that ran down just to the bottom of his shoulder blades. One evening, he was standing next to an open window in the back of the house. The sun was setting, early spring, I think. It was kind of windy. My aunt was trying to get his hair right. She kept arranging it, like half in front and half behind, running over his shoulder and laying across his chest in this very specific way. But it itched him or something, and he'd do this weird, indignant shuffle thing, or the wind from the open window would push it around, or he'd start to turn his neck from when Weaver or I ran by, and everything would be tangled again. The final product was a swirl of black lines billowing around the top of his neck. Weird thing is, I don't even remember his face now, just that black swirl. Probably the best one she ever painted. It's a spooky story. I guess don't press the button? After what may have been years, you stumble out of a tunnel into a cavernous, open space. Stalactites adorn the ceiling like grotesques. In the center of the room is an enormous, rocky spire. This is where you will set up your equipment and establish your legacy. Really close to something I thought was going to happen in this game, where I was like, if we're going to do a play and all this stuff, and the concert kind of made me think it again. I'm like, is the ending sentiment going to be, and then we made a game called Kentucky Route Zero, and now you are playing it, but I think this is it instead. Now is the time to continue your work. Xanadu Research Assistant 0, Realism Index 37, Romance Index 2, Mold Coverage 0. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assistants to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new research assistant? Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. You have hired Rick, who studies library sciences. What's a library science? Assign to a task. Assign. You may assign research assistants to debugging, transcription, or speculation. Assigning available research assistant to debugging. Hire. Uploading job advertisement to university message boards. No new applicants. Try again later. Sleep. Sleep. Rick fixes some weird math with some weirder math. Now is the time to continue your work. You may hire a new research assistant, assign assignments to a task, or sleep until tomorrow. Hire a new assistant. Hire. You have hired Amy, who studies human-computer interaction. Assigned to a task. I guess transcription? I don't know. You have 2 research assistants available today. Assign how many to transcription? 1. Assign assistants to a task. Speculation. Sleep. Rick extensively notates tunnel diameter as a function of length. Amy discards centuries of exhaustive data on the uniformity of cause and effect. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. My romance is low. My mold is getting higher. My realism has not increased. Hire a new research assistant. You have hired Weaver, who studies mathematics. Two on debugging. And then 1 on transcription. It's like a Tamagotchi. Amy widens tunnels slightly to reduce the need for extra crouch commands.
Rick makes adjustments to the echolocation algorithm. Bats now fly normally instead of getting hung up on each other's wings and clustering together like horrible leathery tumbleweeds. Weaver summarizes the migratory patterns of bats through the tunnels. Intruders. The strangers are doing something to the equipment, but you can't make out what. You hide behind a rock until they leave. With trepidation, you emerge from your hiding place hours later. Now is the time to continue your work. I'm not convinced this is getting us any closer to the zero. Well, shit. My realism went up. You have hired Roberta, who studies fairy tales. How long do I do this? Oh my god. Time passes. Amy identifies a bug with the oxygen level simulation, but is unable to fix it. Weaver fixed bugs. Roberta carefully transcribes the sounds of dripping water in all their variants over a period of several hours. Rick makes a convincing argument for the edibility of stone. Weaver follows the strangers into the tunnel. She doesn't return, but neither do they. Now is the time to continue your work. Well, I think we're starting to figure out what happened to Weaver. You may hire a new assistant. Assign. You've hired Greg, who studies architecture. It's offering to have me quit and start over. Does that mean I fucked up? Greg fixed bugs. Rick fixed bugs. Amy types up some lurid imagery from a dream journal. Roberta muses about the love lives of fungal colonies. Greasy black mold is collecting on the computer equipment. Now is the time to continue your work. Maybe we should try to start over or something? This doesn't seem to be helping. What? My realism is 100 and my romance is 17. Should I start over? Well, I don't know if I'm doing this right or wrong. Shannon says we can start over, and I'm like, does that mean I should start over? Okay, how do I skip to the end? Got it. Okay, thank you. I mean, that's fun and all, but I'm like, the coolest part was Weaver was in here, and then Weaver got taken away, and now they're like, we can leave now. Come on, kid, we've got stuff to do. Quit. Are you sure you want to quit? Yes. That was a rhetorical question. Quit game? Quit game. I only understood you as far as wanting to quit. Maybe we have to lose or die somehow in order to start over? Smash the computer. Eat the lamp. Smash the computer. Smash computer. Violence isn't the answer to this one. Maybe we have to wait it out? Wait indefinitely. Time passes. Research assistants come and go. You don't encounter the strangers again, but sometimes you can hear the uncanny echoes of their voices off in the tunnels. Years pass. Mold accumulates. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. Uh-oh. But the other option was to keep playing this indefinitely, right? I created this scenario. I doomed them in real life. You and the remaining research assistants take to burning disused equipment in the center of the room. The black mold is intensely flammable and makes an excellent catalyst. It leaves behind a sweet, narcotic perfume. One night you have visitors, outsiders, different ones. Then later that night, an old friend. You really did go deeper into the caves. Premature end of file. Press any key to quit. Huh? Well, don't slut shame me for not wanting to play your game on loop. That was trippy. I guess it does kind of pose that theoretical, it's almost like a Schrodinger's cat or whatever the hell thing. If you keep playing this indefinitely, you never get the revelation. So, does that make sense? Thank you, Robeson, for the 20. Rage quit. Did I quit too soon? Is that 20 to keep going? Lula's here. You really did go deeper into the caves. Well, you were easy enough to find. I've met a few of your former assistants. One can't help but hear things. Excuse me. So this is what became of our project. Oh, I've made some additions. I made some additions. Joseph stole the data tapes for the first half, so I've had some blank spots to fill. Yes, I know. He published his version, actually. I'm sorry to report that it's a bit tediously sentimental. We found your doctor. Been looking for you? We've been looking for you. So you found the address data. Just pass it over to Donald here. Donald, will you be a dear and crunch those numbers? We're looking to sort out a street name collision. Dogwood Drive. How long does this take? Should only be an hour or so. Andrew will carry it over to... I'll be at the bureau for the rest of the night. Just mark it private materials for the attention of Senior Clark Chamberlain. Oh, okay. How do we get to the bureau from here? The bridge. Yes, the bridge. Through the gate over there. Now we too recede into history. Good night, Donald. Meet me at the bureau and we'll get you on your way. Head counterclockwise to the cathode ray? Then turn around. Then it's just clockwise until you find the bureau. Between us, I think you should drive. So we had to make them live this arrangement so she could help us? That's trippy. But then also, the part that still stands out to me is that Weaver was part of it for a while, but then she left with the strangers. I also just realized that I'm Shannon right now. Hiking backpack leans against a rock. It's full of empty wine bottles and library books. Someone has left a portable tape recorder on the path. It doesn't appear damaged, but there's no tape to play or record. The bookshelf was carried only partway up the path here before the project was abandoned. It's still useful. The peak of the spire is crowded anyway. A sensible modern electric lantern has been left here. The batteries have long since died. Homer! Get to the boy. Get to the boy. The boy. The boy. The boy. Thanks for waiting, Homer. You've gone a bit longer than expected. Ran into some trouble, Homer. I won't lie to you. Truck? Maybe wrong. Ah, jeez. Clockwise to the anchor, counterclockwise to the whirlpool, then briefly clockwise. Clockwise to the anchor. The cat carrier. The backpack. The tape recorder. God, this is so bizarre. Wait, the cat carrier. Where's the anchor? Backpack. Tape recorder. There's no anchor. Do I keep going? Or did I donk it up? Cat carrier. Anchor hardly. Help. Clockwise to the anchor, counterclockwise to the whirlpool, then briefly clockwise. Robe. Okay, so it changed? But then why would it tell me to go clockwise? Children! Lantern. Robe. So do I do it again? Oh, perfect. This is stressing me out. Maybe that's a good idea, Junebug. Thank you. Wait, now did it just take me to where I need to go? The crystal. The pipe organ. The staircase. The projector. The bell. The tree. The sprocket. Am I still going the wrong... Am I still not getting this? The anchor. And then counterclockwise to the whirlpool, and then briefly clockwise. Wait, this? Is it the 160? What? No, that's taking me to the 65. I need to get to the bureau still. Christ. To the whirlpool. Said briefly clock. Whoa! The Rust archives are housed in a low wooden building with angular flourishes and glass. Shannon enters alone, walking up a shallow ramp and through glass doors. A young woman seated in a wheelchair staffs I read that as wheelchair staff, like it's just a staff. A young woman seated in a wheelchair staffs the front desk. She smiles politely. 2 folders are stacked on the desk, an orange one labeled Wheat Tree, Mexico City, VAM station wagon, 1974, and a green one labeled Wheat Tree, Elizabethtown, Kinetic Sculpture, 1968. What? Orange folder? Shannon picks up the file labeled Mexico City, VAM station wagon, 1974. The woman at the front desk gestures to an unlabeled door in the back of the room. Shannon enters, switches on a lamp at a desk inside the small room, and sits down with the orange folder. Inside the folder are 3 clear plastic bags containing muddy brown flakes of varying sizes and hues. Each sample is numbered with corresponding one-sheet document interleaved. Jesus. Okay, what am I supposed to do? Is this right? Have I stumbled on the wrong thing? Shannon reads the first sample. The sample was taken from the hood of the station wagon. The text speculates about a tree under which it was parked. The decayed oak leaves found stuck in the windshield wiper, pools of dew that had accumulated in dents. Return. What? None of this is... I'm so lost. What? Leave. I'm literally investigating Rust in the Rust archives. I thought I was picking up the address. Well, now it's gone. Bureau? Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Act 3, Scene 12. What did I just find? Like, sorry, it's a little too abstract and complicated for me to want to, like, deviate for a second and read a bunch of text and figure out a thing. That's not helping my brain. Hey, you see that cat over there? Think she eats some bread? Nah, well, more for you then, Homer. Like, what the fuck was that? This is what I was thinking we were heading to, was back to here.
Oh, okay. Yes, I requested it to see that.
Good. It already did it.
Because in the walkthrough, it just goes to the bureau, so it's huh?
Here you are, Mary. Here you are. Mary Ann has the rest of the evening off, so I'm minding the desk. Any word on the address? The results just came in by courier. Good news. Donald and his assistants were able to sort through the noise. I had Rick cross-reference their results against some of our records. He found a corresponding mail stop on the Echo River route. As it happens, the night ferry is scheduled to make its stop here shortly. The ferryman carries the mail and collects the garbage as well. I'm sure you can catch a ride out that way. You're welcome to wait here. I have to get back to packing. Thanks for your help. Happy to help. Haha, I suppose we just repeat it until it's true. Safe travels. Try to stay out of the water. It's colder than it looks. And deep. Why does she move when I move? Oh, because you're with me? Oh, I just didn't recognize you in the daylight. That's frickin' Junebug. I was like, Junebug doesn't wear that. I'm like, Junebug only looks like she's wearing black all the time because we've been looking at her at night. How long do we have to wait? Oh, who knows? All right, what happened? What? What? In the church at the graveyard. You two came out of there all weird. What happened? It's okay. You could tell them. Doesn't matter anymore. Fine. So we were in that graveyard. Where the strangers come from? You can stop at whatever weird thing you like. So I can also skip the things I don't like? Because that's what I did, was I skipped something I didn't like.
Yeah.
Hello? Why are we going the non-linear path here? Looks like an old church. Worth a look inside, I guess. I want to stay outside. Okay. I'll stay with them. We could look for lizards. Okay, we'll make it quick. Church. Let's have a sit. Oh, no, not both of us, just me. I have the magic leg. I don't know what I expected. The strangers, he kept saying. Kind of vague already, isn't it? Donald's a stranger. Hell, you and I are practically strangers. Listen, earlier in the mine, I didn't want to talk about it, but you don't have to talk about it. No, it's okay, I want to. When I saw Weaver, she was on TV. I was testing a pretty simple tube repair, flipping through channels to check the saturation, and she was just there. It was kind of horrible. I mean, I told you she disappeared suddenly, ran away, but you thought she was dead. Yeah, I guess I don't like to say it. Dead. And then the next time I flipped to channel 2, Weaver. It's burned in my vision now. She's standing in a room. The walls are a blank kind of gray. There's tape on the walls, like markings and desks. A classroom, maybe? The camera's in the corners, so it's this sort of 45-degree angle into the room, and there's Weaver in the center of the picture. I stopped turning the dial. Hell, I think I stopped breathing. Eventually she spoke, but there was no real sound, just this awful hum. I read the closed captions. She said to go to the mine. I'd find something there. I can't remember her exact words. Whenever I try, I get distracted, fuzzy. I cough. It's dusty in here, right? Yeah, real dusty. You'd think with all those holes in the ceiling... What the hell was that? Did you hear that? Must have been the church settling. Must have... It's a hard vibrate. There's a skeleton man here, and we have matching legs. Oh my god, I'm the skeleton. The stranger activates the tape player slung on his shoulder. A crackly drawl echoes in the room. It is patient and sounds like it should be smiling. My regrets. I hope I didn't keep you waiting long. We don't see a lot of foot traffic these days. I guess you hear about the job. I'm afraid we only have one opening at the moment. Horrible business. What's this job? Certainly, I'll tell you everything you need to know. I've only just met you, but I feel certain there's a place for you here. I'll just take you over to meet the dispatcher. I hardly... Show you the trucks, get you familiarized. We can converse as we go. What is this place? Some kind of old factory? Yeah, maybe, but for what? Why hidden away like this? What's that smell? Like bread, baking bread? Please follow me. Why follow me? I don't know where we're going. I have to ask you to step in here a moment. This is for your safety and adjust your outfits just a bit. There's some protective headwear on the wall back there. Please remove your shoes and eyeglasses. I'm not taking off my shoes. I understand. It's only a courtesy to... Well, do us a favor. Put on the headwear anyway. Just this way. I don't get what the button does.
Here's the fleet. Haha. Oh, we just use these to get around internally.
How big is this place?
Oh, it's grown a great deal over the years. Incredible to think, really. When Mr. Bishop founded this operation, it was only about 1,800 square feet, and half of that or more was occupied by camouflage to keep the law out. Hiding out the back of an old church purifying spirits by handmade fire, a kettle and a dream. So the trucks are just east of ways and shipping. You can become acquainted with the dispatcher there. Give me a tap on the shoulder if you see something that catches your eye. Always happy to show off the facilities. Sublime!
Jesus. How long is this flashback? Oh, dude, you suck.
How thorough of a tour is up to you.
Huh?
How thorough of a tour is up to you.
What do I do to move through this faster?
The quickest way to get through this section is to take a shuttle and drive to the rightmost part of the distillery. The docks.
So do I just get back in the shuttle? This says shipping. I can't go. Can I go more right? I guess so. Whoa. This is weird. Doxing. Thank you. No, darker in theme or darker in lighting? Okay, thank you.
See, these are the water pumps. Well, to make a bourbon, you'll need some water, won't you? Here's where it all comes in. The mundanity of it.
Quite an impressive chorus when they all...
Quite an impressive chorus when they all get going like this, though.
What river is this?
It's an artery of the Echo River. The Echo River is fed from Lake Leith, but you wouldn't recognize a drop of it. Leith is cold, dark, and so very deep and still. Rumors of Lake Leith's supernatural properties are, I'd say, just a bit exaggerated, but I wouldn't fish on it.
So wait, this is the distillery then? Okay. Oh. Okay, well I went to the docks and examined the thing, and now it's telling me to get back in the shuttle. Do I go to milling? Your directions have stopped and nothing has changed. Cool. There wasn't anything else to do there, and now I'm stuck. So I just want to know what to do. I did shipping. That's where I was. Ugh. I wish you had a walkthrough that didn't have any of the fluff in it. Cause, oh my god, this is so hard to operate. Beep, beep. No, keep turning around. Oh my god. Like, this is the kind of shit that, like, ruins the immersion and then I lose my place in the story. Come on. Come on. No. Come on. Come on. Truck.
Here it is. And I have to ask as a matter of course, what kind of experience do you have driving trucks?
I drove deliveries for an antique shop up until this last run.
Ah, precious cargo. You'll do just fine. And you can drive safely, can't you? I haven't any doubt. Now it's only after what happened with Miguel this evening.
What happened with Miguel this evening?
Well, the dust is still clearing, of course. Perhaps he closed his eyes a moment or simply hit a curve too devilish. But I do pity ill-fated Miguel. He was good company and slow to anger. But if we're speaking confidentially, well, with all that lost product to be repaired, bourbon and glass dashed across the interstate, a few casks too, we're all just thankful he had no, next of kin. So, let's see if you can bring up the dispatcher.
Doolittle starts the truck and switches on the CB radio. A deep, monotonous voice drones from the dashboard speaker. 1020 on the dark load, comrade. Up in the Hummingbird Cave, 1012 City, Kitty.
This is a good time, dispatch. We have found Miguel's replacement, though you might like to get acquainted.
Turn and come again.
Introduce yourself.
Hello?
Tell dispatch something impressive about yourself. They're very well regarded here.
I guess I could drive a truck like this. 99 wheel roller, gotta pay a water bill.
Ah, so.
Oh, are some of these people working here because they owe medical debt? Or, I guess, debt to the power company? Like I said, like, gotta get that bread, gotta make the money. It's gotta pay the water bill.
I'm certain they'll call back before long. Let's take a look around the truck, eh? Looks like it's just about ready to go out. We need some good, strong folks in shipping here, so you never need to worry about loading if you don't want to. Bit hard on the knees and back at your age, huh? Of course, you'll have to unload at the destination, but that's the job. Some drivers like the extra shift, stacking and loading and stacking and loading.
Did Miguel load his own trucks?
He did. It was a jealousy guarded task for him if I didn't know the man better. Hear me now. I say if I don't know the man better, I may have suspected he was skimming off the top.
Kanye woke up on baled hay. What? Everything was too bright. His head hurt. The usual. Lizette and Ira argued loudly just outside the open barn door. She wanted... Oh, am I zoning out? She wanted Ira to take him inside and shower, have some coffee, get to the job. Ira said there wasn't time. Kanye was in no condition. It was an important job. They couldn't put it off. Ira said to let the deadbeat sleep it off and then send him packing. He said Charlie could do the job. Conway closed his eyes. They kept arguing. Lizette tried saying Charlie had schoolwork, that Conway could be roused. Ira said Charlie should earn his bed for the summer. Conway was a lost cause, couldn't show up to a job bleary-eyed and smelling like booze. Ira was a stubborn man, so Charlie went along and Conway drifted out again, and he didn't hear about the accident until months later.
So what's next?
Jesus.
Oh, sure, I know you'll want to look. Kick the tires, that's the thing we do. As though our knees could exert the kind of force these tires see out there on the road. We're more likely to hurt ourselves, isn't it that way? Isn't it the way? Isn't that just the way?
Tires look fine.
Oh, I'm sure it wasn't the tires that failed our dear Miguel. We are quite sure.
Conway sit in a dim room full of folding chairs. The walls and ceiling were painted with old smoke. Someone read from the book. He drank coffee as it is. He was just waiting for it to be over. A few others shared. They spoke in abstractions like a program of action, a good orderly direction, spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual. Okay, so I was drunk and then hung over the next day. And maybe that's why Ira died. Was because I was too drunk to make a drive, so he did it for me. And now I'm in AA. Spiritual but not religious, religious but not spiritual. All the things we tried. Then it was over. They clasped sweaty hands together, a short prayer, and stepped back into the morning. He started walking. He was always walking these days. It was good to slow down. It felt clarifying, like a walking meditation. The road ran by a creek for a while. He took an unforeseen detour where the creek and road parted following the edge of the water. He skipped a few stones alone, then stopped to consider an overturned boat. It was a kind of serenity, that wandering and looking without purpose. He was coming to rely on those moments.
Now, what else can we show you?
Headlights work fine.
Yeah, that's important. Most of our product goes out at night. You can never know who will run into the daylight, and dusk can be treacherously misleading with all the indirect light. The magic hour.
Magic hour, sure.
The angle of the sun at dusk and dawn means the light is mostly indirect reflections from the sky. Everything looks like a movie. It's all a bit softer.
Drivers sleep in the day, then.
Sure, those that sleep. Miguel pulled extra day shifts when he could. Sometimes he'd help me, sometimes over in bottling. You shouldn't have been out driving at dusk. Weird shadows, soft light. It's dangerous.
Too loud, too murky? Conway had to get off the highway. Too loud, too murky. He turned off into the same gray cornfield in Indiana. Empties rattled under the passenger's seat. He watched traffic and birds. Seeing those migrations close up, they looked random. He thought about the load in the trailer. Thousands of plastic cups. Somebody wanted those cups in Rockford that night. It wasn't going to happen. He was only human. He'd been out since the headlights were on. Didn't even stop for coffee. He cracked a beer at 3, eyes on the road, 4:30. He dodged some stray cattle. The headlights were coming back on. Rockford could wait. Early morning can be much worse than late night. What could they care? He just needed a few hours.
So, moving on. Control the wipers with this knob here. They seem to have decent torque to them, eh? Can't say how they'd fare in an ice storm, but we never really delay a shipment. Better to assume the risk.
You folks watch the weather closely?
I wouldn't know I wouldn't know it if I saw it. Too many years of climate control. Have I mentioned I rarely, if ever, leave our facility? I wouldn't know the rain if it drowned me.
They ditched class for the day to drive in the rain. It was pointless to stay. I'll review. He was a lost cause, and she didn't need it anyway. She was smart, bored. It was time to cut out. Shitty day for it, though. 83 and biblical flood. They went to see a movie. It was some anonymous swashbuckler film about real men and women, real tights, real lips, fake blood. They brought a flask. They smoked sandwiches, drank awful hooch, whistled buckets of rain. She sang about someone she wanted once to have loved. Brown hair curled around her ear. She had a voice like Scotch whiskey. It was time to go. No drinking. Stiff drinks were wearing on him. He felt a surge of dejection. He knew she'd keep singing. He thought she should sing for someone who deserved to hear it. He knew she'd find a ride, so he slipped out alone. No, that's not what I meant. He sat in his car and went over some options. Chicago, Toronto, Barrow. Seems like a bold and impulsive gesture at the time. As he pulled out of the parking lot, he removed his hands from the steering wheel for a moment and felt the car drift into a decision. Years later, he'd think of this as the moment he himself started drifting.
Modest technology, but suited to the job, eh? Plenty good.
Truck's radio cackled back to life.
Driver, come back. Ah, there's dispatch. Now, tell me about your experience. Tell him the truck's in good shape. Tell him you'll start in the morning.
I really can't.
Yeah, we've got to finish this delivery in a few...
Go to dispatch back to class at the flag. The crackdown, come back. Back down and pick your eyes to the eyelids, driver.
Come back, Lem.
Come forward. Come back, wheel holder. Conway remained silent.
Dispatch is addressing you. He's here, dispatch. Got your ears on? Good. Listen to this. So, I think that went well. Let's head back to logistics, seal the deal, eh? I've got one more thing to show you.
Oh, it is getting dark. He's bad at parking.
Let's head back upstairs. I have one more thing to show you.
Wait, we only came looking for some answers about the stupid moldy computer.
Oh, the old man in the cave with the moldy computer. That black mold, it's drawn to whiskey. It feeds on ethanol fumes, you see. As we age the whiskey, some of it inevitably evaporates into the air. The angels share. It goes through the vents here and out to the caves. If we could scrape out that mold, we could usually apply some pressure and cold to it, squeeze and condense the angel's share back into the drinkable whiskey. That's right, you've been drinking mold! Every drop counts. Actually, we call that the select reserve, and we mark it up by another $100 a bottle. Every drop counts when you're making a living on this stuff, so we'd go down and scrape it off his equipment just like any other place it grows. He kept sending his people here to drive us away, paranoid, truly paranoid. Well, now we have the secret formula, so we don't need to go collecting mold. One thing I know, that computer's been running for decades. Switch it off for a minute and let it rest. Yeesh! That'll get you going, I'm sure of it.
I already did that. Join me upstairs. What's the point of doing this flashback other than the little bit of backstory it gave us? If you don't mind. I like the backstory chunks, but yeah, I'm confused. I'm confused on the flashback.
Any bud. Here it is, a beauty, wouldn't you say? It's an antique, you know.
What is it?
Why, it's an adding machine. This is where we came for our daily ritual to calculate the day's interest and repayment according to the formula. I usually do so at the beginning of my shift, so I know how many hours I need in order to keep up. Yes, I believe you'll do well here, sir. Happy to have you. Congratulations, you're hired.
Wait, we can't.
It's customary here to start each day with a shift drink. Let's make it special. Mark the occasion. This is the top shelf stuff now. Single barrel.
He doesn't.
Down the hatch, Vina Memore Mors.
I think he's in recovery. I really don't want to make him drink it. Oh, now the cursor won't move.
Decent enough. Welcome aboard.
He's not working for you. We have to get back to the hour. He has a delivery to make.
What's this? Not working? Are you turning down this opportunity?
She's right. I have to make this.
I'm disappointed. I'm afraid this leaves us with a delicate problem, as I indicated. This is the top shelf stuff you're drinking now. It isn't cheap. If it's not your first shift drink, well, this is a matter of this tour just now. My time and experience, they're all billed at quite a premium. This is not good for you, friend. You're in quite deep. By my back of the envelope estimations, well, we have that in common, I suppose. All of us, yes. I'm afraid you'll have to work this off somehow. It's just the way of it.
What's happening right now?
You can start tomorrow. Take the time to settle your affairs. Of course, the interest begins to compound immediately, and, well, we'll go over the formula when you get here. I should get back to work. See you tomorrow. Uh-huh.
I can't move. So I guess I start in the morning. I guess. I'm confused. It's just the way things go, kid. Well, that gives us a few hours to roam, right? Where's that ferry? Wait. Is that not why we ran away from the church? Is this canon? Do I have to work at the company? Soylent Green Label? Is that a mammoth? End of Act 3. Huh. Hooray. Here and there along the echo. Is this going to be another play?
No.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. No, okay, thank God.
Hello. You have dialed into Here and There Along the Echo, a guide to the Echo River for drifters and pilgrims.
I know this recording.
This guide is a public service provided by the Bureau of Secret Tourism.
I know this recording. How do I know this? Right? Is it?
I think so.
For a menu of our resources, press 1. If you have an extension to dial, press 9. For more information about our organization, press 3. If you don't remember dialing this number at all, press 5. To hear these options again, press 0. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0. For a catalog of subterranean birdsong, press 1. For help identifying something that's happening in the dark, press 2. If you are hearing organ music, press 3. To return to the main menu, press 5. To hear these options again, press 0. Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide, well, if you're dialed into this here informational resource, then you're a certain kind of beachcombing, bat-calling sightseer. So let's take a driftwood inventory. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places, press 3. For what little we know of the Iron Pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations, press 5. To return to the main menu, press 6. To hear these options again. For food, press 1. For drink, if you plan your journey along the Echo to be a slow and thoughtful one, you will surely want to eat. It's true, and even advanced preparation can still fail you. Maybe the food you've packed will fall in the water and be spoiled. Or it could be stolen by a bat. Well, the water sustains all travelers. Catch it yourself in the river, or have something prepared for you at it's this place out on the lake. The restaurant is called well, it's out on Lake Letha. It has to be out there where the water is deepest. If you go early in the morning, you might see the diver bring in his nightly haul. Weird creatures from weird depths, fish, crabs, jellies, things we don't have proper names for at this elevation. Sam and Ida's, that's the name of it. Sam dives, Ida cooks. Unique fare and uncommon conversation, to say nothing of the decor. If you do stop by, tell them I said hello, and that they're always in my thoughts and prayers. For a diver's guide to underwater islands, press 1. For forgotten places, press 2. For restless places.
How am I supposed to do I just navigate this around for a while, or is there a path I'm supposed to follow?
Of the Iron Pariah, press 4. For food and drink recommendations, press 5.
That's wild.
To return to the main menu, press 6. To hear these options. Welcome home. For historical sites along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide to the river's flora and fauna, press 2. For help identifying an unfamiliar sound, press 3. If you're holding a snake right now, press 4. To hear these options again, press 0.
No, I know we were literally talking about how this was a real number that both of us recognized.
Along the Echo River, press 1. For a guide,
I'm telling you, I think I recognize this from like high school, so there's no way this was made just for this.
Identifying an unfamiliar sound.
Did it take that?
3.
Did it go all the way that far
If you're
back?
holding a snake right now,
When did chapter 1 come out? I could use a taco. Starving. I had all that jerky on the way down. Seafood sound okay? Where's the sea? Oh, it's probably flown and frozen. It always is. Now, see, again, then this has to be from somewhere else. But sorry, Chad is like, no, this is a real phone line to call. And I'm like, yeah, I know. That's literally what I said. I know this. Because I remember calling this. I remember holding my, like, flip phone and hearing about the echo. And it was strange noises, press 3. I remember that always freaked me the fuck. Like, I was too scared to stay on the phone. Cool, I got a trophy. Anyway, I have 2 more fucking acts to go through. Am I allowed to comment on the swim trunks and the contrast in the colors being cool? Is that okay? Are you going to tell me that you read something in Tumblr or Wikipedia or Reddit that no, that wasn't the ethereal intent? Manual 5.4, context backlash. General wear on the gesture gear mounting apparatus 5A-1 may result in undesirable play between teeth and the context and history state machine gears, causing stuttering, slippage, resetting, skipping. This is not at all helpful. Table of contents, introduction, installation, orientations, order of operations, the passage of time. Oh, shut up. It was out of order for the passage of time. Unless that wasn't the intent. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Could someone deep dive into a bunch of Discords, Reddits, and Twitter posts and fucking all that bullshit, go to Tumblr and see if I'm right? Is this a joke? The passage of time being out of order? Can someone check that for me? I don't have any brain or thoughts or, you know, nothing. I've never once had an insightful thought or spoken in a full sentence. I need to be spoken over and spoken down to. Sorry I'm making hard eye contact with you. You're just the only person in the room. I do, because, like, I should be staring this down. But I don't. It's not a person. It's also why I don't hold a lot of eye contact with the camera, because then I'm just holding eye contact with myself. And it's weird. Thank you. Anyway, be sure to spend money donating here at thethirdbill.com if you want to send me a shitty message. I'm going to make that canon. Whatever you say is not valid if you're not sending me money. Done. If you're going to be shitty, at least help me pay for games, rent, bills, and food. Not you, Robeson. I'm really sorry. I was hoping the obscurity of the game would keep the but actually element out, but no. I think that's what's frustrating too, is I'm sure the person who did that doesn't think they're doing that. Because I get it. Like, to you, it's just a keyboard. I think if we were in the same room, it would, not at my house, somewhere else. If we were in the same room, it'd be an actual conversation. I think people are lacking that skill on the keyboard end, and I think it's just eroded for me on this end, if I'm being very honest. But no, it isn't the, well, it's that, hey, I checked online with what my opinion is before I had an opinion, or trying to have an opinion before checking something out. You know, it's that moving into other things. That's not what it is, because I saw a YouTube video. No, shut up. Like, I had a real life experience that even predates YouTube. That's real. Anyway, or even if I just have my own thought, it's okay for me to have my own thought. I know I say a lot of smart shit, and I know that might be aggravating or intimidating to some people, but this isn't me beating things out and scripting things out and figuring it out. This is me just having fun. I know I still get a lot of shit right when I'm having fun, but that's just because I'm fucking good at this shit. Because I study stories. And it's just me having fun. I'm not challenging a video game to be smarter than me, or a show, or a song. I'm just having fun. Or trying to, at least. I'm just trying to have a fucking conversation. I don't know how else to illustrate this. Like, holy shit. Anyway, can someone ask the internet if that's a joke? And if it is a joke, can you ask the internet if it's funny so I can have an opinion? Thanks, guys. Final notes. That'll do book. Goes down to manual. Goes to manual into the river. My savior, our friend is here in a bad way. Any insight? I try to stay clear of high voltage these days. I don't at all blame you, especially down here on the water. I mean, sure, it's dangerous, but this is where she lives. Sorry, that thing is super loud, so I'm just turning it down. What brings you down to the Echo tonight? Just tagging along. Doesn't sound like you. What does that mean? Oh, I just mean that you and your Johnny have always been complete since I first met the pair of you, freestanding like a lighthouse. I'm sure your new friends appreciate the company. It's no shame to be lonesome. Have you been there? The Zero? Oh no, not me. This old river rat steers clear of weird highways.
I've been traveling this river for more than half my life, more or less alone. I think I've seen it change quite a bit in all those years, but I can't say for sure. The water has a peculiar way of making a person forgetful. Some nights I remember a place, but it's full of strange new people, and some nights I meet an old friend on an unfamiliar shore. I wonder which kind of night this is. Oh, thank God. I'm not allowed to fill the silences with thoughts or observations or jokes or theories or statements, so I'm glad we finally got back to the game. What I love, I think, most about Kentucky Route Zero is it's so linear and direct that there's no room for interpretation or conversation. I'm pretty sure the developers did not have the intention of conversation. It's so direct. There's really no wiggle room here. You know what I mean? Only Robeson and the other members are allowed to respond to that. Yeah, but paragraph. I have debated playing Breath of the Wild DLC because I haven't done the Master Sword Trials. I thought about doing it and just calling it like, "Hey Haley," but like that's super antagonistic. Maybe that is the solution, because I do want to play Silent Hill games soon. Maybe I'll play games I've actually played before and be like, no, actually, you're wrong. That'll be fun, right, everybody? Anyway, what's your name? Kate? How's that cold river spray treating you? I thought I saw you squinting. It's hard water, you know, hard on the eyes. It still irritates mine a little, and I'm piloting a tugboat through it 6 nights a week. Don't be too shy to close them in public. Your eyes, I mean. People will just assume you're thoughtful. Need tea. So, greening goat's foot, definitely. Peppermint, dried spring, agaricus, bitter hedgehog, and split gill powder. How far are we from Dogwood Drive? The echo is dicey tonight. Bad luck for you. Expect waves and diversions. Dogwood Drive is by the Silo mail stop, but we may need to spend some time on the indirect route before we hit your stop, okay? And there's other business. Mail to drop off, garbage to pick up, and a few favors to execute, all dotted on the riverbanks from here to there. Hope you enjoy the trip on our little mammoth. Take advantage of all the amenities. Fresh air, cozy bunks, hot tea, the video room. There are many interesting tapes down there, actually. Unusual, I mean weird. Watch out that VCR doesn't take your head off, though. It's untrustworthy. What's wrong with the VCR? I could take a look. Oh, please do. I don't know anything about electronics. Maybe try different tapes. You'll get the picture. Hey, do me a favor. Go ask Will how the repairs are going and if he needs anything. We're coming up on the next stop here. Just refueling and picking up a few things. I could grab a bolt or some wire or something, whatever he needs. Well, eyes on the road, huh? Is the joke there that eyes on the road? This isn't a road, right? Can someone double check that? Can someone ask Reddit if the ferries go on roads or not? And if not, then does eyes on the road, is that a play on that? We need to be sure. Are we on old mold and whiskey fed and wet gears? Probably, who knows? First thing I tried anyway, down here by this little blue box. Took all the gears out and dried each one by hand, and then I loaded it back in. What? Adam's here? Adam, hey buddy. Sorry you came in while I was flustered and having to defend myself over literally nothing. Yeah, but chat can also be fun, Adam. What if I assumed you were wrong when I was playing Nier? Think of how horrible that would have been.
Thank you for confirming the joke. We've been authorized to make the joke. It was, in fact, a joke. The joke reference has been made as a joke. Thank you, Internet, for confirming all my thoughts for me so I can have a thought. Adams. Take care of the grinding sound, but her trunk keeps doing that sparking, clanking, wiping thing. Kate was asking if you need anything from when we stopped. Hell, I don't know. Scratch ticket. I think she meant like parts. Parts. I would know if I did. How do you and Kate know each other? Should I just turn that down on my end? That the whirring is so loud while I'm trying to read. How is it on your end? It's just when it hits, it's like it's so distractingly loud. I'm trying to like. So, ever walked through rolling farmland? Just drove, I guess. Right. Nobody does it unless it's their land to farm. I mean, they'll walk from barn to tractor, tractor to truck. You know. Well, I sure did. I slipped under or over fences, and I walked barefoot with the seeds when they were planted and tilled the earth with my tools. Hey, I should tell you where I left my shoes. Did you know I'm a classically trained organist? It's true. Look at those long fingers and pedal gripping toes. It don't matter. A minor in French literature earned me a position teaching Artois to Zola at the university. Well, some shitty governor cut state funding from our department, and I was demoted to mopping floors, running wiring through walls, running wiring through walls, or in dangerous places. I even operated the soundboard at the student theater. I left my shoes there at the university. It was a protest. Walk without shoes for something important or tragic. I ended up by the shore, and soon I was drifting along the Echo. It ran for a while above ground then. It doesn't anymore, but I prefer subterranean waters anyway. Kate brings me along, and I record what I see and hear. I try to help with maintenance. I drop off the mail and pick up the trash. On occasion, I take the helm. Anyway, that's all I try to remember anymore. I listen to the river stories, and my own stories get fainter and fainter. Well, I'll just keep drying gears, I guess. Ezra runs up. I thought that said Ezra runs up to Shadow. Whoa, slow down. It's slippery on deck. Do you have batteries? Yeah, of course. What for? Johnny said I could use his tape recorder, but it needs a battery. Oh, fun. Well, here's 4 different kinds. Surely one of these should fit. Thank you. Now I'm the child. Hi. Really? You were in trance. You don't remember this? It's okay. We've all seen a lot of concerts. Cyrano opened. His tape machine was broken or something. It got really cosmic. Right, at the flower shop. I remember that show. Sorry, Clara. Well, you have a second chance to hear it tonight. That was fast. Got the batteries? Let's see. Perfect. This one will do. So you hit this button here to record. Hold it right here so you don't cover the microphone with your hand. I bet you'll find a lot of good sounds just around the tugboat. There's plenty of tape in there, so don't be stingy with it. Just record anything that catches your ear. It really changes the way you listen. For the better, I mean. How long is the trip? We've got a ways to go, and this boat makes pretty frequent stops. I think Kate said we're moving pretty slowly tonight, too. Weather. Kate said we could stop at the rum colony Cyrano's playing. Well, that's ideal. I'm supposed to meet a lady there to look at some old engine parts about 3 hours ago. 3 hours goes fast at the rum colony, man. I bet she's still there. I hope we don't stop there too long. My concert is soon. I don't want to keep them waiting. Nah, it's river time. Nobody expects you to be punctual. Why don't you give that tape recorder a try? See if that cat over there has anything he wants to say.
I often use found sounds in my music. If you find some interesting sounds tonight, you can help me out. Wait, my arm now too? Or am I... Hello? Nothing happened. I don't know who I am. Am I turning into one of the workers now? That's not a prosthetic. That's a sign of death. Sorry. Independent thought. I'll stop now. Let's be over here. You know, it's the strangest thing. I can't remember why I came here. Fresh air? Or can I? Maybe slow down. Fresh air? Maybe. It's homey in that cabin, though. Warm. Just that thing about, what was it? When you walk through a door, dinosaurs. You go into the kitchen for something, and as soon as you pass from one room into another, you forget what you wanted. You have to walk back out just to remember, like you left a part of your brain behind. Hey, I wonder if I could follow that brain crumb trail all the way back to the room I was born in. Looks cold down there and dark. You weren't in the cabin long. Get any sleep? Resting my eyes for a minute, I found beer. Just resting my eyes for a minute. Every little bit helps, right? There's all kinds of trash down here. It does look cold, doesn't it? See Ezra go in? Like, I'm wondering if that's interest. Because, right, it's the medical bills, but it's also the power company. And that dude we talked to is all glow skeleton. So, even if the leg is a sort of prosthetic, which I don't think it is anymore, now I think the fee was for the procedure and the pills. Right? Or did he not get us pills? I forget. No time to dawdle, but yeah. I think it's interest or collateral for the debt that's owed from the whiskey, the debt that's owed for the medical bills, the tour running away. I think it's literally taking his body as a bank collateral, which was what the play was also about. Except that was just normal shit, like putting up collateral for like stuff. It weirdly. Cover your ears if you don't like thoughts or references. It weirdly fixes the problem of Repo Man. Not that Repo Man, the musical. The buying, like taking loans for artificial organs and then repossessing them if you don't pay them. The problem is well, if you keep killing people who can't pay their bills, how do the bills get paid? Do those companies even make money? And you could claim yes because they reclaim the property, or sell it off or reuse it, wipe it off, whatever. But now it's like they have to work for them, essentially. They work it off. It's what was it from Thor Ragnarok? The prisoners with jobs or something. The Genetic Opera? What about the non-musical ripoff starring Jude Law? They literally made an action movie where it was literally the exact same story. And I'm pretty sure there was no compensation involved. But who's to say? I'm not that guy. You know what I'm talking about, though? You've never seen it? I should still have the DVD. What? How do you know a song from that, but you've never seen it? It was on Neopets. What? You can't talk about Neopets to me, especially online. Not while I'm streaming.
You need to have the guide ready so I can get through this as quickly as possible so I don't lose it. Thank you. Anyway, I had an interesting thought. I'm over it now. This game is too direct for conversation and theories and thoughts. That's something I've learned from this stream. Could have fallen off the hall back there. I think that kid was playing on the trash barge earlier. Should I be worried? I'm fine. I was talking about Ezra. It's good for him. It's important to know how to be alone. What's up, huh? You look like there's something you want to ask. Fine, you can ask it. One question. I thought you didn't drink. Oh, I didn't. I mean, I did, and then I didn't, and then I did again. That's how it always goes. I drift out. Finally, wind up back at Lizette's with my head between my legs saying, never again. 15 months this last time. I think I hung on because I knew there wouldn't for much longer be anywhere to go back to. She went to live with her sister now, and she probably won't remember me for long anyway. One time she picked me up out of a ditch by the road, blackout drunk at dawn. I came around later that night. She'd taken care of me. I told her I didn't deserve it, and she said I didn't have to deserve it. She sounds like a saint. We should all have someone like that. So you'll go to the distillery instead? Got to repay my debt. Hell, I should be grateful for the opportunity. If you want to die with any dignity, you've got to settle up. That's why it's such a damn shame when people go sudden. Oh, the dignity of not being in debt, which, tell that to my student loans. Oh, shit. Am I controlling this, or is this just cool? So one thing I was looking forward to with this boat is that I'm not driving. Jesus, take the wheel. I'm sure I talk too much. Everyone on this river does. The problem is we listen twice as much as that. We're only telling you half of the stories we hear. Kate told me that I ought to have been a photographer. She said, you have an uncanny way of having been in the place at the time the thing happened there, and that's, God. It's the hardest part of taking a photograph. Nice of her to say, but it isn't true. Though I know just about every story on this river, most of them I've picked up second, third, or fourth hand, and so on. Listening, see? Now, I know what you're going to ask, so I'm going to answer it. Yes, I'm sure they're all true. I personally believe a story gets more true as it's tossed around from brain to brain, and the whole community brings their insight to bear on the brittle facts of experience. There are a few Echo River stories I witnessed directly. I saw that big old owl migration pass through. You might have heard about that. I was there with the old train station flooded. I saw the ghost of Stephen Bishop brew up a batch of white lightning on a raft. Or anyway, I talked to a few sailors who'd recently crossed paths with him, and I suspect sampled his wares. One night when I was working on the Mucky Mammoth, we picked up a gaggle of passengers headed down to a mail drop by the silo of Late Reflections. I knew a couple of them in passing, a pair of traveling musicians whom I often encountered on the river. The others were strangers to me at the time, a young woman, a small boy, and an old man whose name I didn't catch. Oh, and a really smelly old dog. We docked at a gas station so the Mammoth could refuel. Ezra stayed on the tugboat, looked around the map. Ezra followed Junebug and Johnny into the gas station. Does it matter? What's shorter? Does it tell you what saves time? Of course not. Stayed on the boat. Let's picked one. Ezra watches the lake drift by. He sees a boat covered with silver frogs, a floating gas station, 5 small boats tethered together with silver rope, a small island covered with barnacles. What a relief. Thanks for taking the wheel. Our secret, okay?
How do you know which way to turn? I just keep my eyes open. That's the most important part. Speaking of which... Oh, hey, there's the gas station. I was hoping we'd cross paths soon. It just kind of drifts around. You never know when you'll meet it. As you can see by this dial right here, our fuel situation is pretty desperate. I have a bad habit of letting that needle spend a lot of time in the red zone. We should only be docked at the gas station for a few minutes refueling. You might just want to stay aboard. So, you like boats? I used to watch a cartoon about a boat. It was about pirates. They were lost at sea, and they had a friend who was a squid. They played games with the squid. They called it Squid Game, Season 2. That sounds great. I'll have to look out for that one. So, what else did I neglect to explain earlier? This area here is called the wheelhouse. All these gauges and controls help me understand what's going on with the mucky mammoth and her haul. This is a compass, but it doesn't work very well down here. For some reason, I just go by landmarks, basically, and lights. You see those two lights on the sides of the boat, red one and a green one. All the other boats have them too. Some are different colors or in different configurations. If we cross paths with someone right away, I can work out what kind of boat they're in and what direction they're going, even in the dark. It's all about looking up here. The other half of piloting this boat happens down in the map room. Speaking of which, Kate peers out the window. Have we passed the big rock now that looks like a dinosaur yet? No, but we passed a little island with a bunch of ducks on it. Oh yeah, Duck Island. It's named after a nasty old hermit called Edgar Duck who put a claim on it many years ago and tried to build a house there. I heard he didn't have a bed or kitchen, but used all his material on a big fence. He used to blast an air horn if anyone drifted too close. He eventually died, but the name stuck, and at some point the ducks moved in. Many people dropped them off there, I don't know. That's weird. We should have definitely passed Dinosaur Rock by now. Oh wait, there it is up ahead, see? That doesn't look like a dinosaur. Boom, boom, laka, boom. No, maybe you're right. It's worn down a bit since it was first discovered. It's strange, though. According to my charts, we should have passed Dinosaur Rock before Duck Island, but that's okay. Sometimes the charts need updating. Hey, Will is down in the map room right now. Could you run down and help him adjust the charts to move Duck Island so it becomes a little easier on the route to Dinosaur Rock? The map room is right below the deck on the lower level right now next to the sleeping quarters. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Recording her farting? I think it's just the angle. Where are the stairs? Or do I have to go out and come back down? No, there we go. Or no? Do I have to leave and come back down? It says... Or does lower deck not mean what I think it means? Please, God, let that come back. God. Like, I don't know. It might be smarter to tap out, but I'm not. I'm not sure really what to do. Salutations, small ma'am. Kate says you have an adjustment for our charts. Good timing. I'm checking my copies. Well, that's how we keep our charts up to date. As we pass through a section of the river or the lake, I draw on your copy of the map, make adjustments for anything we see that doesn't match. Points to small drawing on the map. So this is where we have Dinosaur Rock marked now. This little dinosaur drawing. I drew that. Cool claws. What kind of dinosaur is it? Thank you. Will points to another small drawing on the map. And this here is where we thought Duck Island was, but now I guess we've got to move it back a bit. How far, I wonder? Any ideas? Anything else you remember about when you saw Duck Island? We passed Duck Island 6 minutes before Dinosaur Rock.
That'll do just fine. So let's see. At our current speed, that would give us a distance of about an eighth of a mile, let's say. We'll measure along the charted line with the divider. Somewhere around here. Good enough, eh? That should do it for the new copy. Oh, I made some other corrections. Tucked in the banks a little. Made this section deeper and left off a shipwreck that must have washed away or even scavenged into splinters. Of course, it means a lot of clutter, all these old copies. Say, my old maps. Just about to throw the stack out. Maybe you'd like to hang on to one. They're out of date, but they could be fun to look at. Those are mostly river charts, I think. Take a look through and see if one of them catches your eye. I don't have anywhere to put it. Yeah, I hear that. I like to travel light myself. Well, thanks for your help with the chart adjustments. Our next stop is a bar called the Rum Colony. I guess you're not much of a bar fly, but you might like to run around on the beach, and the decor is, well, I'd be curious to hear what you think of it. That gas station isn't anchored to anything. It follows the current. We might run into it anywhere along the river. Kate just starts looking for it when she's low on fuel, and the Echo provides. It's not usually on the lake, though. That was strange. Kate likes to wait until the very last minute to refill because it doesn't have a name. Kate says the place doesn't have a name. Sign says gas in big blocky letters, leaving little room for ambiguity. It has to be legible from a ways off. Anybody in any way, nobody wants to be left guessing about where they'll get their fuel, especially not on a night like that, when that storm system tearing around, flooding roads and dashing gardens. Anyway, my mechanical musician friends went ashore for a bit too, looking for some snack foods. Kate doesn't stock anything aboard the mucky mammoth that doesn't grow wild, that is not to everyone's taste, or maybe just to stretch their limbs and charge their batteries. They came back looking refreshed. Sure, they needed that moment to themselves. You wouldn't think a pair who made their living performing on a stage could be so introverted, but they really were in their way. Sure, they had plenty of friends along the river where they traveled and performed often in those days, but I think nobody else ever really got through. That inner circle went drawn with 2 strokes. I mean, for a while, anyway. Naturally, I assume they met the gas station attendant, a man as anonymous and itinerant. Itinerant is the place itself. I assume he talked their ear off. Everyone on this river does. But I know that fellow well enough to know he wouldn't want us reminiscing on him now. So they came back aboard, Mammoth refueled, and we ambled on toward the Rum Colony. Shannon retreated to the TV room to browse the Mammoth's video collection. Shannon followed the other short, drowsy beach bar called the Rum Colony. TV. I really don't like the audio mixing for the Mammoth because, like, I just realized I have this turned down so much so I don't have to keep hearing the clunking while I read. What? I can't tell if those are bugs or garbage. I think it's bugs. Shelves are full of dusty tapes. Some have been relabeled several times. The stickers pulling up thick on their spines. Birds. Blue-black morning swings across the screen. The bird watcher tramps through dewy grass. He stops with a wet grunt and rests the camera on a pile of rocks. Birds from great distances, episode 12. Appears briefly on screen. He twists the lens by hand, pushing the frame past trees onto the road and coming to a halt, zoomed in on a fuzzy, fist-sized artifact resting on the momentary stroke of a telephone wire. Shannon and the birdwatcher observe. He breathes heavily, and she holds her breath like she's afraid he might hear, afraid of distracting him or being discovered and contaminating his perfect isolation. Traffic picks up indifferent as the sky lightens. The black smudge in the center of the frame gradually becomes more prominent, but never in greater detail. That awful hum, it seems to start before Shannon even hits play. Then there's the familiar room. There are the blank gray walls marked with tape and school desks, and this time she notices a few more details. Murky carpet, like standing water, some video equipment stashed in the corner, a row of lockers. And there's Weaver, looking serenely at the camera. As before, she starts speaking, and as before, there's no sound but that hum. Shannon finds Weaver's words coming back to her as they appear in captions on the screen. Male school, and these magnificent tragic horses. Go underground as deep as you can go. The air is cool and the earth is damp. And when you close your eyes, you are surrounded by the dead. Remember where that is? You'll find your way from there. I think this place is what you're looking for. Some of it will wash away soon, but I think you'll be happy here, even without the male school. The text repeats for a few minutes and Shannon stops the tape. I think that's enough videotapes for today. No, it was only a few notes, slow and sad, like funeral music, you know? I remember it being sad, just simple and unburdened. Maybe that's what funeral music sounds like to me, unburdened. Oh, hello, Kate and I were just trying to remember the Mammoths song, but neither of us have heard it for years. Will just found the mechanism. And the mammoth's belly, hidden in gritty, matted fur. It's like a big music box. A slowly spinning cylinder, covered in metal pins that pluck her dulcet guts and pump the bellows in her bowels. But some of the pins are rusted and worn away, easy to replace if we can ever remember what the notes are. Did I hear you browse the archive next door? Find anything good? Where'd all those tapes come from? People just left them on board, passengers, I mean. They used to be all movies and that kind of stuff. I like nature documentaries especially. Some people left home movies or little art videos they'd made, but that damn VCR devours anything you leave it at. It just switches into record mode at random, I think. Picks up whatever's coming in over the antenna. Of course, the only station we get down here is that WEVP community television. You know, they've got that show with the gentleman playing banjo in his birthday suit. I'm sure you've seen it. Yes. And if there's no tape in the machine when it tries to start recording, it makes this awful sound like putting a squeaky toy in a food processor. I can hear it above deck. Awful. That's why I put the sign up, please do not rewind after watching. At least that way nothing gets taped over anymore. Where is this station, WEVP? I don't know. Will? I don't know. I guess I never thought of it. It must be nearby, right? It is community television. Dashiell will know. Yes. You should meet Dashiell. He did a lot of volunteer work for WEVP in the early days, wiring up antennas and relays, stuff like that. I think you two would have a lot to talk about. He works at the telephone exchange. No, I'm afraid he's been let go. Oh yeah? That's odd. He still takes the ferry to work every day. I'm sure he's at the telephone exchange right now, in fact. I dropped him there a few hours ago. We're stopping at the telephone exchange again shortly to deliver their mail and pick up their trash. You should go ashore, and when we do, ask for Shield. Nah. I'll just keep looking at the tape with my dead cousin in it. I rarely miss a chance to lounge on the beach around the rum colony, and I do enjoy a drink, though I don't find their signature liquor suits me. This time I like to stay aboard and shoot the breeze with Kate over some mineral water. Still, I heard reports. Heard the old man went a little deeper in his cups. Ezra told me about the dark corners. Junebug missed an appointment, but didn't seem perturbed. Ezra told me about the dark corners. See, that beach is lit by a congregation of amber torches stuck in the sand. They mix the torch fuel with citronella oil. Keeps the bugs away, which keeps the bats away. But
The light doesn't fall very far from the flame. The rest is shadows and sandy echoes, and that's the part Ezra wanted to tell me about. He said he liked to run in the dark. He said he found a treasure. I know better than to pry. He was a dead body. Oh, if we're talking about the rum colony, I should tell you about Patch. He's the bartender, general manager, creative director. I guess that means he books the music. He's pretty much run the place for the last 7 years. A lot of folks assume he owns it, but that is not the case. The rum colony is owned by a dead man named Vernon. Technically, it would be owned by the power company, who once bought a sizable interest from Vernon as part of a state-sponsored investment program. But a clause in that arrangement requires them to keep their hands off the day-to-day and most of the profits so long as Vernon walks this earth. The upshot of all of this is that nobody came forth to identify the body. Patch is a good guy, though. Kind, trustworthy, and he mixes a strong Mai Tai, if that's your thing. I'm not a big rum guy, but I like tropical drinks. Just not with, like, I think it's dark rum is what I don't like. I think dark rum hurts my tummy, and Mai Tai's a little bit of both. At least the one I've had to make. The house Mai Tai was light and dark. It's about duality. Yin and yang, Mai and Tai. But I liked the thing I had with cranberry. Am I supposed to... Please don't make me control the boat. Please tell me I'm not controlling the boat. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Please don't make me control the boat. Please don't make me control the boat. No. No. Valkyrie and Homer lounged below deck. Don't make me control the boat. That has been my least favorite thing. Is I liked the normal. I'm in a car with a normal map on a normal road. I hated the bird. Navigating the zero is so bizarre. Do I get to be the boy? Okay. No, please don't make me control the boat. While the two gentle beasts kept things under control aboard the Monkey Mammoth, I went ashore with the rest of the crew to make use of a public telephone. I called into my answering machine, which I routinely neglect for intervals of months to chip away at the pile. Kate checked in on a client of hers. She's a birth doula in addition to being a tugboat captain. Did you know that? Clara talked to her sister in Lithuania. Illness in the family, I gather. Anyway, the evening hit a low point not much later on, so let's take a quiet moment here to listen to the river and reflect on the unburdened sleep of dogs. Is it just gonna make me sit here? Ezra taught us a card game. It's called Duel Monsters. I'm trying to stay on the boat. I just want to see what'll happen. Because also it's like to make quick cash. I'm like, eh. Especially if you give me an option to be the dog. I'm going to be the dog. Clara draws a card. 3 deep breaths, 8 white doves, 5 slow hearts. Draws a card. 7 blue petals, 3 deep breaths, 8 white doves, 5 slow hours. What are we listening to? Oh, just this tape a friend of mine sent me. They live in the desert. Vescence? Something like that. Sounds good on the Mammoth's PA. Yeah, it's the only way I listen to anything lately. Your turn, buddy. 9 gray feathers, 7 blue petals, 3 deep breaths, 8 white doves, 5 slow hours. 9 gray feathers, 7 blue petals, 3 white doves. This is the same thing, isn't it? No, it's slightly out of order. I think it's 3. I don't care. 3 deep breaths, 8 white doves. Draws a card. 9 gray feathers. Stay focused, haha. Fuck, I'm sorry, buddy. I screwed you out of being the king of games intentionally. That title is mine. No, I've got it. 7 blue petals and 5. Oh no, it was 9. 9, 7, 3. This game was more difficult than it sounds, my friend. You still did pretty good. And we're only how many cards in now? 5 or something? I assume it will go to 52. Yeah, it's the whole deck. It goes until everyone forgets a card? That could go on a long time then. Well, not with this crowd, I guess, haha. We're all too soggy brained. I know I am. I even take homemade supplements for it. Shade grown lichen boiled with the peel of a lemon, then frozen and crushed with oak leaves. It's a scalp massage oil. You can smell it if I get close. It dries the brain out a bit, which is helpful for a good memory, if I can remember to use it often enough in the first place. Oh, don't worry, the soggy brain has its benefits too. If your brain is soft and damp, new ideas can make a clear impression, like a boot in wet sand. But, like wet sand, it can easily get muddied and washed away, so there's a trade-off, see? It's a shame we can't have it both ways, isn't it? What's this game called, Ezra? Forgetting game. Dementia. This kid just, like, fucking kills the mood. Kate likes to give her passengers the opportunity to make some floating around money, and the lab pays cash in small envelopes upon completion of their little gauntlet of non-invasive tests. It's a project at the university. I think they're studying... I don't remember. The mammoth also collects their trash, mostly shredded paper, though. Kate says once they left half a vending machine on the dock. But nobody seemed too interested in the lab stop that night. They stayed aboard and played a card game. I read a book. Let me tell you about it. Jesus Christ. Oh, is that more options? Oh my God. The setting is in an office. No, I wanted the Pacific Northwest. What do the ... dots do? I forgot what they do. I thought it was more options. I've made this mistake before. The building is drab, anonymous, dull, I think. It's not really described. The book focuses on the people. I think this is just silence. The main characters both answer phones. They're co-workers, Mimi and Jen. Mimi is older than Jen, but they seem to be at the same point in their lives. They like their work. They have a playfully antagonistic relationship with their boss. I actually only read a bit from the middle. Mimi confides in her friend about a traumatic event from her past. I don't know what the event was exactly. I guess I would know if I'd started at the beginning like the writer probably wanted me to. But I've never found that way of reading suited me very well. Death of a loved one, I think. Something like that. In my life's work at the Echo River's premier anecdotalist, I've always found that a carefully exerted moment is more powerful than an epic history. That's my excuse anyway for reading books from the inside out. So I stopped there. My eyelids were getting heavy. We were heading back to the lake at a chance encounter with the Iron Patriarch? Is that what it said? How far into this are we? At the end of Act 4 or the beginning of Act 5? I called this the finale. Whatever. It's lost time. I can't argue over lost time. It's lost. It's gone. I'm just disappointed, I guess. Maybe that would be smarter just to be more fair to the game and come at it with more energy on Monday. I took a nap. What? It just sits like, am I supposed to like, am I controlling the boat but the water slowly pushes it? Okay, I just hit scene 6. How far in are we?
Like
Christ, really? Can you save at all? I just realized I didn't do that. I just, at the end of an act. No? You can load. Can you save at all? Options? No. Multiplayer? How do you multiplayer this game?
I don't want to stay on the tugboat.
Well, I'm staying on the tugboat. How do you... I guess you can't? Can you? Does it autosave? Yeah, well, if Robeson said you could jump off a bridge, can you? If someone believes in me, how do I save?
Game saves up, but there's a save and quit option that's main menu.
What? Like if I hit the quit button? Like, does it just autosave or what?
Game typically autosaves when you select the X option to close the text box.
Well, I just did that. You go out to the act interlude thing. So, are you saying hit the quit button then? Like, if I quit, it'll save? I'd like to be able to play my PlayStation over the weekend. What if I get the Elden Ring DLC? Assuming doesn't help my live streams. Eltonia. I hope I said that right. Eltonia? Atonia? Yeah, that's... Is that one L or two? No, that's two L's. But it's also not like... It's not like a legal name. You just type whatever you want. There is no hit the world map button. Can everyone like just get their heads out of their ass for like 10 fucking seconds? Should I just say fuck it and hit the quit button and just see what happens? Just fuck it. My thing is if we lose progress, I'm not doubling back is my thing. I guess it doesn't really matter. But all these instructions are just like, fuck it. I guess if it autosaves, it's fine. Yeah, let's see if I hit load. Quit and select save slot? Never mind. Back to the circle? Never mind. Does back to the circle save it? Please. They've had save buttons for so long. Did that help, Robeson? You were saying something about going back to the menu. I just want to save it. I just want to be done. Yes, back to the circle. Bro, I am trusting you right now. Continue. Perfect. Okay. What if I get a present for a new video game over the weekend and I want to play it in my downtime? Thank you, Robeson. Jesus Christ. That sucks. I was super looking forward to this today. I also wanted to get it done. It's not a lot of people were watching these, so like I wanted to just be 2 streams and get it done. I feel like we could have gotten, if this was like the halfway point, I feel like if either I had thicker skin or people were just nicer, I feel like we would have had the time to have finished Act 4, but there's no way we could have also squeezed in Act 5. Like, I'm super tired. My throat's super worn out from recording throughout the day, which, my bad. It was supposed to happen earlier in the day, but it got really loud in my apartment building for reasons out of my control. It's fine. So I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep trying to find a solution that's controllable on my end. I guess I just should just care a little less, but I feel like this is going to involve me putting in less effort in general, but I'll try. I don't know. I'm just gonna keep reminding everyone to consider being positive. Especially right now. Especially lately. But thank you, Robeson, for donating. I'm sorry this wasn't the perfect little stream playthrough that you wanted. Looks like we're gonna have to go into a 3rd stream, and I think that's just gonna be smart. I'm surprised that this. I'm surprised it's so long, but also, yeah, I think if we hadn't, and again, it's like I guess my response is on me. I don't like feeling like me trying to, like, you know, defend myself or tell people to stop being rude or shitty. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like the message should fully just be, well, Bill, just don't respond to it and ignore it. It's like, or you could just not be so shitty. It's not hard to be kind. But I'm just fed up. It's just a lot of stuff. Like, I don't know. It sucks because I haven't been, like, regularly streaming, but, like, I haven't been doing regular content lately because I've just been, like, so burnt out while also dealing with medical stuff or family stuff or even just the weather fucking spiking in temperature, and then, like, I've just, like, fucking completely, like, congested and headached out and just fucking stuck on that. So it's just been it's been a hard year. People have fucking died. Like, I don't know how else to describe this fucking weird ass fucking year, but, like, I haven't been very consistent. I've been moving a little slower, and I've just been fucking burnt out, like, at the same time. Like, it's so weird. Double check your registration. You don't have to be paranoid about it every hour, but, you know, check. Trust me, I've checked mine too much. Yeah, you're about to do it right now. Look at that face. Double check. Double check. Register to vote. Links in the description as always, should you or someone you don't need them. Not for voting registry, because I don't know too many good ones that I trust. But yeah. Double check. Double check. Be safe, be mindful of others. Remember to take care of yourselves, please.